Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 15 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 15-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, Hawkeye Women's Basketball is on the air. Presented by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, delivering the funds the university needs to drive academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Visit uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank. Proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Wimmer's Meats. The official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. And by 988. There is hope with a 988 lifeline. Call or text 988 for free. 24/7. This is the University of Iowa Energy Collab pregame show. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative. Empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Here's Rob Brooks and former Hawkeye Catherine Reynolds.
And welcome to Seattle, Washington, leg number 2 of the West Coast swing for the Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball team as the Hawks get set to take on the University of Washington Huskies. Welcome to Alaska Airlines Arena in Seattle, courtside. Rob Brooks along with Catherine Reynolds as the Hawkeyes try to snap a 5-game losing streak. And oh, how it has been so close, especially the last 3 outings. The Hawks did a lot of good things early at Oregon, ended up losing that game 50-49 after jumping out to a 17-7 advantage after 1 quarter. Still felt pretty good at the half as the Hawks had a 10-point lead, and then just could not get any offense going in the third and fourth quarters. Ended up with only 17 points in 20 minutes, and Oregon did just enough, hitting 13 and 15. It was the first one to 50, and the Ducks prevailed with a 1-point victory. And the previous 2, of course, a 3-point loss in overtime to Nebraska, and Indiana was a tight game going into the fourth quarter as well. But the Hawkeyes have 2 good days of practice, and as we'll hear from Jan Jensen, the focus certainly has been on the offense. The defense has been there, evidence of just giving up 50 points against Oregon, and the rebounding has been solid all season long. Iowa has out-rebounded 17 of their 19 opponents so far this year. The Washington Huskies come in at 13-6 overall, 4-3 in conference play, but have been very good in this arena. They are 10-2 and coming off a victory against Purdue, 87-58, where the Huskies jumped out to a 27-9 lead. And you figured with the retirement jersey of Kelsey Plum, the outstanding player for Washington that has done great things in women's basketball. They retired her jersey during that game, and obviously Washington was ready to go. And we hope the Hawks are certainly ready to go tonight to snap that streak. Iowa has not won a game since Penn State back on January the 1st, 80-68. Plenty coming up on the pregame show as we look forward to an 8 o'clock Central tip. We'll, of course, get the pregame comments. Head coach Jan Jensen. And Catherine had a chance to talk to Tina Langley, the head coach of the Washington Huskies in her 4th year. Previous to that, 6 years as the head coach at Rice, and does have quite a bit of Big Ten experience as she was an assistant coach at Maryland for 7 years from 2008 until 2015, and then was promoted to associate head coach under Brenda Fries during that span as well. We'll have her comments with Catherine when we come back. It is Iowa and Washington Big Ten basketball on a Wednesday night. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. the choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Or try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 and Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hawk fans, join the Hawkeye women's basketball team in Minnesota this February 6th and 7th when the Hawkeyes take on the Minnesota Gophers. Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited is proud to present the official away game package that includes game tickets, motor coach transportation to and from Minneapolis with overnight accommodations at the Graduate Hotel within walking distance of the arena. Show your support for our incredible Hawkeye women's basketball team in Minneapolis in this fun-filled Hawkeye travel package. Email Alex at duagency.com or call 319-393-1359.
To immediate removal from the premises. Thank you for your cooperation.
Coach Langley off to a 13-6 start, 4-3 in the Big Ten, but just talk to us a little bit about the adjustment for you personally and your team going from all your years in the Pac-12 to now being in the Big Ten.
It's a blessing to be in the Big Ten. We've really enjoyed it, getting to go to new venues, great fan bases, see different places. It's been an honor to be in this conference.
And then, your team. Just can you talk to our listeners a little bit about how you guys like to play, your kind of identity this season as it has developed, and then your guard core, where you're getting a lot of offensive production in particular and shooting the three so well?
Yeah, sure. Really excited by our growth. I think that we're learning to play up tempo and have better speed to our game and a little bit more tenacity on that end of the floor too, and getting to the rim. And so, I'm just excited by our guards' work ethic this summer. They were in the gym all summer working on their skills, and you can see that improvement.
Well, with the sights around here, it'd be hard to be in the gym all the time. It's so beautiful outside. But one thing looking at, kind of the stat comparison for Iowa and Washington is rebounding. Both of you, plus in the rebounding, you're 4.5 or so rebound margin for you, and Iowa's been rebounding the ball really well. So what do you see on that matchup today?
I think they're outstanding on the boards. I think they do an incredible job, always have. They're so disciplined. I've always had great appreciation and love for Iowa basketball. I think they do a tremendous job of playing the game, not only fundamentally, but also just really beautiful basketball.
Any thoughts on the matchup today?
I mean, like I said, I have a lot of respect for them. I think they can do a lot of things really well. Transition, shoot the three. They have post game. They defend. So it's going to be a tough day, but we're excited for the game.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Tina Langley, the head coach of the Washington Huskies in her 4th year, and of course first in the Big Ten, to give you a little insight on Washington. And that is really the main thing that we'll have to watch tonight is the three-point shooting has been exceptional. The last 5 games, they've been over 40% and are at 36.6 on the year. For a taste of unique flavors you'll love, you can stop by Molly's Cupcakes in downtown Iowa City for homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes is a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Our conversation pregame with head coach Jan Jensen up next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Lacer Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacer Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacer Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. Visit them online at lacer.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Did you know that UI ranks near the top of the EPA's Green Power Leaderboard with 84% of our energy coming from renewable sources? Now you can be a part of the team that makes it happen. The University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, with our partner, NG Iowa, is offering full-time positions in utility operations for our campus and hospital water, heating, steam, and distribution systems. Check out the jobs and apply at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer is 3325.
Welcome back to Alaska Airlines Arena, Seattle, Washington, on the campus of the University of Washington. And this is actually at the Heck Edmondson Pavilion, which seats 10,000, was built in 1927. And Heck Edmondson was a basketball and track coach here at the University of Washington from 1920 through 1947. Basketball, won 508 games and lost 204. Then also was the track coach, as the complex is just a couple blocks away from the basketball arena. Spaced in between that is the baseball complex, where the Iowa Hawkeye baseball team will actually be out here during the Big Ten season. And Heck was a track coach from 1920 through 1954, and actually used to be called Heck Edmondson Pavilion before Alaska Airlines Arena bought the naming rights to this building, built back in 1927. Time for the shoot around with Jan Jensen, presented by Oaknall. It's Oaknall's mission to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oaknall is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oaknall.com to learn more. Jan, great start at Oregon. Led that game 17-7. Of course, you're not going to shoot 58% typically an entire game, but is the key kind of to get a little bit more consistency in the second, third, and fourth quarters and be able to finish it off?
Yeah, I think that was the deal. They upped their pressure a little bit the second quarter and then a lot in the third quarter. And we just, we stopped reversing the ball. And that was what, any offense, you just got to reverse the ball. But we got a little tight, and we're trying to take, the first open shot or trying to create a shot that really wasn't, the best choice. But that's what, pressure can do to you, whether it was all Oregon or sometimes, we're pressing right now, right? Because everybody is on the floor. They want to, they want to win it so badly. So we just, 58 was obviously way, way high. But that second half, we just really went away from everything that, we knew we needed to do. And hopefully, we try to focus and show them, those inconsistencies. Watched a lot of film and really drilled some stuff. I thought we've had 2 good practices, so hopefully we'll see it come to fruition.
The defense and the rebounding, though, has been steady all season long. And despite the offense in the second half, you have a shot to win the game, which really says good things about other aspects of this team. Yeah,
I think a lot of the, most every game, it's what we've played. Our losses, the only one that's been in 10 points or double digits is Tennessee. Everything else, there's been a shot typically to have, either tied it or gone ahead in that last minute and a half to 2 minutes, whether the Indiana game or obviously the Nebraska game, obviously the Oregon game. We've had some really good looks, even the Illinois game. So that's the positive thing. We just go too many long droughts when it's not flowing. And that, to me, when I watch it, it equates, we start the game kind of free-flowing, and we're kind of there, and then when either we get the lead or it gets tight, we get a little tight. So I got to continue to figure out, how to keep them, relaxed and really force some actions that make us reverse the ball. Because I think if we can just get that breakthrough, I think there's a lot of good basketball for us left to play.
As you look at the analytics offensively, what has worked well? Inside out, drives down the rail, those situations?
Yeah, I really like the drives down the rail, and I like a top and into the post. Those are really the highest percentage areas for us. And anytime we reverse the ball, really, if we get at least one ball reversal, the percentages, no matter where we shoot it from, is extremely higher. But I think, playing between the rails is really crucial for us, just because it's for the post, you can get that top and in look pretty quickly without any type of double, or they have to come a long way off our shooters with that. And if McCabe stays hot, we can look to hit her. So that's what's, has been pretty consistent for us when we played well offensively. So we're just trying to kind of continue to hammer that home.
Of course, Washington tonight. We'll talk about the Huskies when we come back. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
This season, Abbott and the Big Ten teamed up to host the first ever conference-wide blood donation competition to help fight the greatest blood shortage in a generation. The We Give Blood Drive helps save as many as 60,000 lives, thanks to alumni, students, and Hawkeye fans like you. But the need for blood donations doesn't stop here. Go to big10.org/Abbott to sign up to give blood and save lives. Abbott, proud partner of the Big Ten Conference and Iowa Athletics.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bump's Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bump's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bump's and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bump's Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited. We provide experiential travel and vacation planning for Hawkeye fans across the state. Contact one of our destination experts to start planning your next trip at duagency.com.
Join Bobby Hansen and Gary Dolphin each week for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. They'll be joined each week by Coach McCaffrey and a Hawkeye player. For the complete schedule, visit HawkeyeSports.com.
Well, this is an outstanding three-point shooting team. Only lead the Big Ten, right? And they've been hot as of late. Where do they shoot them, and what's important defensively to make sure you get out on them?
Well, I think we need to make sure that they get harder looks. They're pretty good in transition. They run a little Princeton action. They do a little flip pass off of that, and meaning that they get a flip and they come into a screen pretty quickly. So we're going to have to get over screens really effectively and efficiently. They have quick shots, and they're very consistent, as you said, leading the league in three-point shooting. So that's a big key area. Is we just need them to take time to get those shots off and then make them as much as we can contest them. They're going, a great shooting team, they're going to get some, right? We've just got to make it more difficult than they're typically used to.
Yeah, make them work, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And that's been our big focus. And, a lot of my time has been spent on the offense. We have their plays, we got their sets, we know what we want to do, we got to hold serve defensively. But we need to get some things fixed on the offensive side. You think you'd hold the team to 50 like we did against Oregon and you can win. So I've tried to, really hit some nuances on the offensive side that if we can hold serve defensively, I'd like to see some of these, continued tweaks, continue to look a little bit more comfortable. And, it's just a tougher challenge when we don't have Hannah. I think Hannah was probably good for a couple points against Oregon, probably. But we're learning to go, now she's been our go-to. So we had a practice and a half to kind of learn that, she wasn't going to be able to make that trip with us. And so now what I'm hopeful is you got a little bit of seasoning under our belt, knowing that we do not have her indefinitely. So I'm hopeful that we just got a little bit more confidence in the rotation of now that does not include her. So that's what I focus on a lot. When you're on the road, you can't go over practice time, right? So you got to be on the hop because you're only getting a certain amount of time. So I feel good about our game plan. I like how, what we're going to try to do to shut them down. I just really want to see that ball go in.
It's always a better game, right, when the ball goes in the hoop.
That it is.
Jan, thanks so much for your time.
All right, thanks. God bless and go Hawks.
Jan Jensen on the pregame show. We'll have the starting lineups when we come back to Seattle after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from their field.
Life's busy, and Quick Start gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Start is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time. Quick Start, where your day gets easier and better.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Go to BigGrove.com and enter for your chance to win Hawkeye tickets all season long. Or join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes, all season long. Go Hawks!
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Lacier Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacier Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacier Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. Visit them online at lacier.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Hawkeyes warming up, the basket to our right, Washington to our left, as Iowa will be in the white uniforms tonight, as this is a purple out for Washington, so they will go with the purple uniforms. The Hawkeyes typically with the black uniforms on the road, but will wear the home whites tonight here in Seattle. Starting lineups presented by Melrose Meadows. You tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows, voted Iowa City's best retirement community, with underground parking, a heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. You can learn more as you visit melrosemeadows.com. For the Washington Huskies, as we told you, a team that shoots it well. They've been hot, especially as of late, but 36.6% on the season, and they have 3 players in the starting lineup that can really fill it up. And one of those is their leading scorer, Savia Sellers. She's a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 16.8, and also leads the team in assists with 69 this year. Hannah Steins, averaging 9.4 and 4 rebounds. She's a 5'11" junior, and also in the middle, a 6'4" grad student. Delea Daniels, averaging 10.8 and 7.4 rebounds, coming off of a double-double against the Boilermakers with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Elle Ledeen had a big game against Purdue with 21, averaging 16 and 4.5 rebounds a contest, a 5'11" junior. They'll be joined by 6'3" senior Tyra Hawkeyes, averaging 6.4 and 6.2, but got into double figures against Purdue with 12. As you heard Dejan Jensen say, no Hannah Stolke for the second consecutive game, still dealing with concussion symptoms that occurred late in the Nebraska game. The good news, hopefully, for Hannah, and we wish her certainly the best in her recovery, that Iowa doesn't play this weekend and will not have a game until next Tuesday when the Northwestern Wildcats come to town. So hopefully Hannah will pass all the protocols and be able to go next Tuesday night at Carver Hawkeye Arena. So that will mean Sydney Falter in the starting lineup, averaging 6.9 and 7.7 rebounds a game. Kylie Fierbach had 5 points and 5 assists at Oregon on Sunday. Addie O'Grady in the middle, averaging 12.3 and 4.7 rebounds. Got off to a great start against the Ducks. Ended up in double figures with 10 points. In the backcourt, Hawkeyes a leading scorer, struggling as of late. Lucy Olson, averaging 15.5 and 3.6 rebounds. Just had 4 and 6 boards at Oregon. Taylor McCabe, averaging 7.1. She was 2 for 4 from 3 against Oregon, 40 of 89 from deep on the season. Those are the starting lineups here from Seattle, presented by Melrose Meadows. Keys to the game. Catherine Reynolds will give us those and also the tip when we come back to Seattle. It's Iowa at 2-6 in the conference. The Washington Huskies at 4-3. The Hawkeyes trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
This season, Abbott and the Big Ten teamed up to host the first ever conference-wide blood donation competition to help fight the greatest blood shortage in a generation. The We Give Blood Drive helps save as many as 60,000 lives, thanks to alumni, students, and Hawkeye fans like you. But the need for blood donations doesn't stop here. Go to big10.org/Abbott to sign up to give blood and save lives. Abbott, proud partner of the Big Ten Conference and Iowa Athletics.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as all the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. By 2025, we'll rely completely on climate-friendly, alternative fuels. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle these new fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawks on the court. with some black and gold in the crowd, as everywhere we go, Catherine, we see some, not a ton here tonight, but this won't be a crowd that we're used to like at Indiana or Ohio State or Maryland. A pretty sparse crowd. This arena seats 10,000 and maybe will be half full tonight.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I know this Washington crowd was pretty large when they had the Kelsey Plum era. You know, a few years ago, like you mentioned, they retired her jersey this past weekend, and I know they had a packed house sold out for that event. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of what happens. It's the ebbs and flows of every year in, year out. So that's where you bring your own energy to the gym, Rob. And there are some speckles of black and gold in here. The gold really pops against all the purple. So, but if you're Iowa, you're relying on your teammate to your right and to your left and your coaching staff to bring the energy. And that's especially anytime you're on the road, but especially when the crowd might not be quite as large as what you're used to.
What's important for the Hawks? Obviously, got to get those shooting percentages up. Got off to a great start against Oregon. Now just need to sustain that into the second half.
Definitely, and that's what's nice about having a little time to practice here at the University of Washington yesterday, have the shoot-around in here this morning to kind of get used to the gym, get acclimated, and it's a cool building, kind of a shooter's gym in that it's not massive. You're not shooting into some big expanse like you may be at, say, Ohio State or Penn State, some of those bigger arenas, but you know, so yeah, that's obviously important to put the basketball in the basket, but I think it really starts with three-point field goal defense. This Washington team is leading the Big Ten Conference in three-point field goal percentage at nearly 42% effectiveness, so it's contesting and limiting threes. Make them put the basketball on the floor and create another action rather than just allowing easy threes and certainly have a hand in their face. And then to touch on Iowa offense, I think getting some offensive variety, you know, those scoring drought we saw in the Oregon game where it was nearly 8 minutes without a field goal scored. I think there was a lack of variety in the Iowa offense where they weren't getting the ball inside, weren't getting the ball reversed from one side of the court to the other. And when you do that and you're stagnant, it's really difficult to score and get open looks. And then lastly, I think transition defense is the key today. Over 22% of Washington's offense comes when they're in transition running in the open floor, and over 1.1 point per possession in transition, which is really, really high for Washington. So that's my last key to the game, Rob, is slowing them in transition, make them put the basketball on the floor, do things they don't want to do.
Yep, and find those three-point shooters in transition and also in the regular offense. Just cannot let any one of those outstanding shooters get hot.
Exactly. You know, you've got a couple of players shooting well over 40% from three. You know, the leading scorer, El Ladin, shooting it at 37%. So can't say enough about the three-point defense this evening.
Now it's time for tonight's national anthem here from Seattle before Iowa and Washington.
At this time, we ask that you please remove your hats, stand as you are able, and join us for the singing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the Lakeview Elementary Choir.
The elementary school choir, nice job by them. Not fazed by all the people here, huh?
That was awesome. Maybe the best national anthem I've seen in quite some time. Although the trumpet at the University of Oregon the other day was pretty cool too. But yeah, that kids choir, especially those high notes, really embracing them and enjoying the crowd cheering them on.
Right, takes you back a little ways, huh?
Takes me back a long ways. The Christmas pageant that I mysteriously got sick for every single year of my childhood.
Shame on you, huh?
No, just warm those vocal cords.
I understand. Before we have the starting lineups here, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You are listening to Iowa Hawkeye Women's Basketball. Hawkeye starters have been introduced, and it will be the Washington starters here going through their hype video. Let's check the U.S. Bank scoreboard. Has plenty of action in the Big Ten on this Wednesday night and also across the country, as in the top 25, number 9 TCU leads Oklahoma State 53-48. 3:24 left to go in the fourth. Michigan, playing a pretty good basketball here the last week or so, has a 45-39 lead at Minnesota. Both of those teams in the top 25. That just about midway through the third quarter. Number 16 West Virginia leads Arizona State 34-17. Midway point quarter number 2. 3 finals. USC, no problem at Purdue tonight, 79-37. The Trojans over the Boilermakers. Number 6 UConn has defeated Villanova 100-57. And Michigan State gets a home victory over Penn State at 82-61.
Number 0, Sadia Sellers.
So that brings you up to date on the U.S. Bank scoreboard. Tonight's opening tip is presented by Farmers State Bank. You can earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account at the Tiffin branch or online. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval, minimum $50 deposit, requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC. This has been the Hawkeye pregame show. So Jan Jensen with some final comments. And I think, too, when you talk about keys, Catherine, Lucy Olson, got to get her going offensively. And hopefully it happens tonight.
Can't agree more. You know, Lucy Olson early in the season the scoring was coming a little bit easier to her last few games, a little bit, outside of the Maryland game. Some struggles offensively for her, and she's not used to those. She averaged 27 points a game last year, and to do that, you have very, very few off games. So, I have every confidence that she's able to do that, but maybe you look to run some sets where she doesn't initiate the offense, do some things to take her off the ball and maybe create an open shot for her where it's not always off the dribble, although she is effective doing so in her mid-range game. But sometimes you try to take the pressure off of that scorer creating their own shot by creating one for them through some of your set plays.
That guy and Andy O'Grady.
Everybody up on your feet. And remember,
center jump circle, the big W here at Alaska Airlines Arena. Hawks the hoop to our right, Washington to our left. Ball is in the air, tap won by O'Grady and run down by Lucy Olson, who brings it into the front court. Gets it to Sydney Falter, bounce pass inside to O'Grady, and the right-handed hook shot is off the left side of the iron and out of bounds. But the Huskies touched it last along the baseline, so the Hawks will get another opportunity. Olsen will throw it in. Hawkeyes in a box set. First possession of the ballgame. Kylie Fierbach on the left wing drives toward the baseline and open lane to the hoop. Right-handed layup is good on the left side.
A play we've seen Iowa have a lot of success. Clear out that entire left-hand baseline for Kylie and gets to the rim.
Hawks strike first, 2-0. Steins gets the ball to Ledeen, working it around the outer arc. And now go right inside, sprinting toward the basket as that guy missed the left-handed layup. Offensive rebound to Washington. In the corner, Ledeen, 3, got it.
Yeah, not wasting any time. El Ledeen shooting 43% from 3, gets hot early. It's something Iowa has to key in on.
3-2 in favor of Washington. Ledeen is a 3-level scorer, but deadly from outside. Here's a Falter reverse layup on the left side, and it's partially blocked by that guy inside, and Washington looks to run. get it inside. Daniels on the baseline, turnaround jumper from 10 feet is good. Got it to go as it hung on the right side of the rim.
Defensive miscue. Nobody ever picked her up in transition.
Iowa with the basketball. Give and go to Kylie Feuerbach. Goes up strong in the paint. And traveling is going to be called as she shuffled her feet before she went up. 5-2 Washington. Huskies with the basketball. 8:40 left to go, first quarter. Sellers on the point for Washington. Averaging 18.6 the last 5 games. Here's Steins. Hands it off to Ledeen in between the circles. Gets a screen. Angles left side. Olsen on her. Now heads down the right side of the lane. Layup good.
Ledeen very, very patient. Received 2 different ball screens in that possession.
Hawkeyes go right back inside to O'Grady. She gets in the paint. This time a twisting right-handed shot is up and good over the front of the iron.
And Iowa likes that matchup for O'Grady. They'll look to feed her the ball a lot, try to score.
Cuts the lead to 7-4. Hawkeyes double right in front of the Iowa bench. And Steins loses control of it, but tapped out of bounds by the Hawkeyes.
Number 1,
as Stremlo in for Feuerbach.
Dogs inbound, front court.
Huskies basketball along the side. Gets it into Hawkeye. And the Hawkeyes trap along the baseline in a push.
Number 1 of Iowa, Taylor Stremlo. First foul.
Stremlo will be called for the first foul. She has 19 steals this year and is the first player off the Iowa bench.
She usually makes something happen when she's out there. It might have been a foul that time, but she's usually in the middle of things where there's something good happens too.
7-4 Washington. Sellers looks to get it in, has to float a pass out to the left side. Here's Steins, free throw line extended. Brings it to the top of the key. McCabe on her. Flips the ball to Ledeen. Outside the paint. Has O'Grady on her. Takes her to the rim and scores.
That mismatch after the screen happened. O'Grady tried to hang with her, and good job of not fouling, though, by O'Grady with the guard.
El Ledeen with 7. And it's 9-4 in favor of the Huskies. Hawks work the ball around the perimeter. Olsen, left-handed pass inside O'Grady. Goes up strong on the right block. Goes glass and finishes.
Kind of like O'Grady knows she has the advantage in this matchup. She's confident at the rim, high percentage shot.
And the Hawks have done a good job to get it down inside to her. 2 for 3 is O'Grady. One of the top field goal percentage shooters in the country. Here's Ledeen down the right side. Scoop shot up off the side of the glass, but an offensive rebound taken by Hawkeye. Back outside for 3. No good by Steins. Hawks get the rebound. Trying to get that transition game going, but Washington gets back. Hawks down by 3. Go into O'Grady. A foot off the right block. Now a falter. Back to O'Grady. She turns to that left hand. Nice spin move and finishes.
And Jan Jensen loving the post production. You know, it's her bread and butter.
And it has been just that tonight as the Hawkeyes pull to within 1. 6:35 left to go in the first quarter. Washington works it around the arc. Here's Daniels. Free throw line extended left. High post area to Hawkeye. Hands it off to Sellers with 5 to shoot. Step back 17-footer wild off the right side of the rim. Stremlo comes down with a rebound. Keeps that right-handed dribble into the front court. Now Sydney a falter. Free throw line extended right. Bounce pass to O'Grady. Back outside McCabe for 3. Count it right at the top of the key.
And we saw Iowa, their shoot-around today, working on that. Inside-out threes. Get a post touch and kick out for your guards.
And the Hawks go up by 2. Just under 6 left to go in the first. And almost an over and back violation called on Washington, but they corral it and get it in the corner. And Ledeen fires a three-pointer up deep in the right corner, and it's knocked away and out of bounds by Stremlo, who got that left hand up flying toward her. That's how you have to defend that shot.
Exactly. She's going all out on it. It's a sellout. Whether you're going to contest the 3 and give up the 2. That's what Coach Jensen told them at shoot-around. She does not want to get beat today by giving up uncontested 3s, and Stremlo took that to heart.
And the nice thing is she wasn't going right at her, had the angle so she wouldn't run into her to commit a foul. Hawks by 2, Washington with the basketball. Daniels in the paint, turnaround, mid-range shot, no good. A falter the rebound. She had 15 of them at Oregon. And all of a sudden, contact underneath. And Hayden goes down. Now she's up. Everybody is up. And a blocking foul will be called on Washington.
Number 11 of the Huskies.
Official Tim Daly on the game tonight. He's one that Iowa has seen a ton over the years, but not much this season, so it's kind of nice to see him out west.
Chloe Briggs, 5'11 sophomore, commits her first foul. Hawks by 2 with the ball. Here's Olsen at the free throw line. Stremlo, free throw line extended left. One-hand pass to a Falter, reverses it to Guyton just into the game. Now Olsen tries to whip a pass inside to Hayden. That was a fastball from the top of the key, and a hold will be called underneath on Washington.
It was a fastball, but it was also the right read. Ava Hayden had the seal on an undersized post for Washington, so trying to wing it in there. It might try to do the same thing here.
Yeah, good pass. 5'10 junior Brown commits her first foul. Olsen along the baseline, tried to step through the defense to throw a pass, and is called for traveling as she drug that pivot foot. Your guy made the call.
Yeah, I kind of laugh saying that because there's been a lot of games that Mr. Daly has been on that have not been really to the joy of the Iowa
Those are the ones
staff.
I remember.
Yeah, may as well. Tongue in cheek, Rob.
Of course. Hawks by 2, Washington with the basketball. Approaching 5 minutes left to go, first quarter. Here's Brown. Almost has it poked away by Stremlo, but into the hands of Briggs. Gets it to Daniels, goes up from 7. There's Ava Hayden with a block, and she gets it off to Stremlo. Now Olsen, left wing, drives to the hoop, and a nice right-handed floater is off the window and in.
There you go, Lucy. It's a good way to get herself going, getting to the rim. Nice right-hand finish on the left side.
Nice clean move by Lucy Olsen, and the Hawkeyes go up 4. Here's Ledeen on the left side. Comes off a screen, floats a pass inside. Shot no good by Daniels, but a foul will be called on Aaliyah Guyton.
First foul, second team. Timeout, immediate timeout on the floor. 4:33 to go.
That is her first.
Here in the first quarter.
As Tegan Mulaney will come in after the timeout. The University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball all season long, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. Also in Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. That includes the fuel in our vehicles, so when you fill up, pump it up with unleaded 88 and support Iowa's corn farmers.
Before heading into cheer on the UW women's basketball team.
4:33 left to go in quarter number 1. It is Iowa 13, Washington 9. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
This season, Abbott and the Big Ten teamed up to host the first ever conference-wide blood donation competition to help fight the greatest blood shortage in a generation. The We Give Blood Drive helps save as many as 60,000 lives, thanks to alumni, students, and Hawkeye fans like you. But the need for blood donations doesn't stop here. Go to big10.org/Abbott to sign up to give blood and save lives. Abbott, proud partner of the Big Ten Conference and Iowa Athletics.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Against Oregon in the first quarter, Iowa shot 7 of 12 from the floor, 58.3%. So far tonight, 6 out of 8 for 75%. And with 4:33 left to go in the first, the Hawks lead by 4, 13-9.
Yeah, it's good to see Iowa in this, going into Addie O'Grady often in this first quarter so far. And Ava Hayden in the game now, I think they'll do the same thing with her. They view the post play as an advantage tonight. While they are tall, these Washington posts, 6'3", 6'4", they're not necessarily true centers. It's kind of more like stretch fours who are also happen to be playing the center for this Washington team. So I think if you're Iowa, continue to try to work the basketball inside. If they don't like the look, drop step to the rim. They're making a pass back out for their shooters. McCabe, 1 for 1 from 3. Keep finding her. Aaliyah Guyton in the game, shooting the ball about 50% from 3. So you've got good options in the game right now. And we all know Tegan Mulaney's looking to get that thing up.
Absolutely. Daniels at the free throw line, missed the first. Hey, happy birthday to Caitlin Clark today, huh?
Is it her birthday today?
I think it is.
Yeah, happy birthday to Caitlin. Really cool, her foundation announcing that they're going to put lots of money and resources towards giving books to kids in both the state of Indiana and the state of Iowa. So Caitlin doing really, really great things with her platform.
Still knocking down jumpers, I see, too, in her practice sessions.
Yeah, in the weight room, trying to, make some gains there. And
Lucy Olson, jumper 15 feet away from the left wing. Another good sign. Lucy with 4.
Yeah, good to see Lucy get going, have some fun with the game, and get herself going with things other than threes.
Hawks by 5 as we approach 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Hawkeyes doing a good job defensively on the perimeter. Here's Ladine. And Guyton all over her, and there's a 5-second call. Good on-ball pressure by Aaliyah Guyton.
Yeah, on-ball pressure, but then in addition to that, you got to credit your teammates. When they see that you've got someone in a situation like that, they're getting the count up to 3, 4, 5. Then that's when they jumped into those passing lanes and make it so that they can't make a pass. So good team defense by Iowa.
Guyton brings the ball across the timeline. Here's Stremlow. Just right at the top of the key, drops it into O'Grady, and she tried to make a move to the right and then lost control of the ball, and then both teams go after it. And a kick is going to be called. And also a foul on Tegan Brown. That is her first, team's third. Guyton will throw it in with the Hawkeyes up 5. Here's Olson on the right wing. Gets it back to Aaliyah Guyton. Hands it off to Mulaney. Now Guyton drives down the left side. Spins, goes up with a short jumper. It went in, but a charge first is going to be called on Aaliyah Guyton.
Yeah, pretty easy call for the official to make. Leah used her off arm to pretty much armbar in the chest and send the defender flying.
And that's 2 on the Hawkeye freshman, so she will sit down. And that'll get Taylor McCabe back in with 3:33 left to go in the first. Iowa by 5. Washington with the basketball. Sellers, the point guard, averaging 16.8, has not scored yet. Olson comes out on her right side, trying to set a screen for her. And now Olson trying to play tight defense, a little bit too tight, and called for her first violation.
But really good defense there with the scout in mind. Coach Sean Sullivan, it was his scout with the Washington Huskies. You could hear him yelling out every action before it happened, and Iowa defended it perfectly.
Hawks by 5. Washington gets it in. Sellers will back it up to the timeline. That guy comes out to set a screen, and now Sellers goes down the right side of the lane, and a offensive foul will be called. And there's Taylor Stremlow getting up and took it right in the midsection.
Yeah, tucked the wind right out of her, but again, willing to sacrifice her body for the team.
Another offensive foul on Washington. Hawkeyes with a 5-point advantage have the basketball. Here's Olson, flips a pass inside to O'Grady, goes up with the left hand and finishes off the window. 8 for Addie O'Grady. Remember the great start she got off to at Oregon. Here's Brown along the baseline, tries to create some space, goes up. It's short. The Hawkeye defense was there. Iowa by 7 with the basketball. Stremlow backs it up on the right side. Lob pass inside. O'Grady goes up left hand, no. Gets her rebound back, right hand, no. Gets it again. Powers up this time. Yes!
Enforces the called timeout by Coach Tina Langley for the Huskies. Again, that's something you want to have happen when the other team has to call timeout because of a run you're going on. You got to feel really good about it. I say that, though, with caution. Yet at Oregon, when this exact sort of situation happened, Coach Kelly Graves for the Ducks called the timeout, Iowa came out of it and sort of took their foot off the gas. So you can bet that that's a point of emphasis for Coach Jensen in this timeout, is to keep the momentum going.
2:32 left to go in the first, and the Hawkeyes with a 19-10 lead. At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. So Washington basketball. Hawks will show a little bit of pressure in the backcourt.
Dogs will have the ball.
Go, tonight! Go get her!
Get it into Ledeen.
Good job!
Washington takes its time getting the ball across the timeline. Chloe Briggs back into the game. Reverse it to Brown on the right wing. She takes a couple of dribbles. McCabe on her, doing a great job defensively. Now Ledeen gets it to the high post area. That's that guy with 4 to shoot. Now she gets a return pass and the layup good with just 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Yeah, that dagger at the end of the shot clock. Really good defense up until that point, but...
And then Lucy Olsen in transition knocks down a three-pointer from the left wing.
Saw the ball screen action just get Iowa late in the shot clock. Addie O'Grady helping a little bit too far up the lane.
22-12. Hawkeyes on top, pressuring the ball. Now, inside, short jumper, Briggs in the paint, knocks it down. The lefty gets her first basket. Here's Tegan Mullaney, drives down the left side lane, lost control of the ball, and it's dug up by Sellers. Sellers in transition, dribbles behind her back, and then tried to get a pass to Hawkeye, but it hit her in the back, and the Hawkeyes dig it up. 22-14, Iowa with the lead and the basketball. 1:10 left to go in the first quarter, and Mullaney has it swiped away from her. Good defense by Brown. Gets it to Sellers. Ledeen, 3, right wing, no. Board to O'Grady.
Couple of turnovers in a row, just taking care of the basketball, which is exactly what they're signaling for. Set play, that 2-for-1 situation.
19 on the shot clock, 51 on the game clock. Iowa basketball, 22-14 the advantage. Stremlow fakes a pass. McCabe goes back door, gets it to O'Grady. Baseline jumper, no good. Mullaney, the rebound, and left-handed putback is good.
And Stremlow made that happen, attacking the glass, tipping the basketball over to her freshman buddy Mullaney.
Hawks by 10. Washington with the ball. Hawks will get another opportunity. That guy out right at the top of the key. Lobs a pass to Ledeen. Ledeen turns. Stremlow on her. And now Ledeen has to put it into the corner. Left-handed wild shot there by Briggs. Didn't hit anything. And the Hawkeyes with 10 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Here's Olsen at the free throw line. Drops it off for Addie O'Grady. Racing to the basket. Layup good. O'Grady with 12 in the first quarter. And the Hawkeyes lead by 12 at the end of one.
Great quarter for O'Grady and great passing and post entries by these guards. We saw ball screen action there to end the quarter. Olsen to O'Grady, and that's a really tough to guard, good combination, especially when the help side defense isn't in place yet.
University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state of Iowa. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. We have played one. The Hawks 26, the Huskies 14. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
Hey Hawk fans, ready to elevate your game day experience? Introducing Daydreamer Cannabis Infused Beverages. Made locally in North Liberty, Iowa, Daydreamer is your all-natural, low-calorie lifestyle beverage made with real fruit. It's light, healthy, and alcohol-free. Just what you need to keep you relaxed when the game heats up. So grab yourself a Daydreamer. Sip local and dream big. As always, enjoy responsibly. Visit us online at enjoydaydreamer.com.
Life's busy, and Quick Start gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quick Start is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time. Quick Start, where your day gets easier and better.
Welcome back to Alaska Airlines Arena, Seattle, Washington, and you just couldn't ask for a better 10 minutes of basketball out of the Hawkeyes, leading 26-14, shooting 12 of 17. Addie O'Grady with 12.
And Addie O'Grady already took 10 shots. You know, there's a lot of games where she's not going to maybe take more than 6 or 7. So, like you said, great start for her, and then also great start 3 for 3 for Lucy Olson in that first quarter.
But on one possession, she grabbed 2 offensive rebounds for herself as well.
Padding those stats, perhaps?
Well, she's up to 3 boards. Daniels, mid-range jumper, left side, no good. And Sydney Falter grabs the rebound for the Hawkeyes in transition. Here's McCabe, 1 bounce pass into Hayden, turnaround shot with the left hand, no good, just outside the semicircle, and the rebound taken down by Washington. Sellers drops it off for Daniels. Now right wing, Steins, who has not scored, averaging almost 10 points a game, gets a ball screen, flips it to Ledeen, now to Sellers, 3-pointer off the right side of the iron, missed it from the left side, nice rebound, taken down by Hayden, now gives it to Olsen. She's at the free throw line, slips a pass to Hayden, back outside of Falter for 3, count it from the right side.
Again, the inside-out action that we talked about, Rob, it makes it so much easier for those guards to get step-in 3-point field goals as Washington turns it over in the backcourt. Just an unforced error by them, kind of just threw it out of bounds when they were trying to inbound it to their
all the
guard.
Iowa players were already set up defensively.
Yeah, so they get the ball back, free possession. Thank you, Washington. Give them the assist.
29-14. Hawks with the lead in the basketball, just starting the second quarter. Olsen lobs it to McCabe on the left wing, puts it on the floor. Now Kylie Feuerbach back into the game. Gets a pass from Olsen. Layup is no good. Got too far underneath the hoop, and the rebound taken down by Ledeen. Ledeen lobs a pass to Daniels inside. Now back out to Steins on the left wing. She's doubled. Gets it to Eckheim. Bounce pass inside. Left-handed shot, no good by Daniels.
You know, for as well as Washington's been shooting the ball on the year, they're struggling so far today.
And a 3-pointer goes down by Lucy Olson again from the left wing.
Her second of the day, still perfect from the field.
And Lucy with 10. Timeout, Washington. 32nd timeout as the Hawkeyes explode to a 32-14 lead with 8:10 left to go in the second quarter.
You know, basketball is a pretty fun game when you're making shots. And you know, Iowa can't let any thoughts linger in their brains about what happened at Oregon just a few days ago, where they were hot in the first half. They did jump out to a 15-point lead, all those things. And, you know, I'm kind of more of a believer in just stating, you know, talking about it and not letting it happen rather than being superstitious around, oh, you know, but if those let those thoughts creep in, if they do, okay, embrace them and move on and just understand you can play with a lead. You can continue to shoot the ball well like this.
Well, you're right. I told Coach Jensen in the pregame show, boy, it's just so much more fun when that thing goes in the hoop, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a lot more fun when it goes in the hoop. It's a lot more fun when you win the game rather than lose the game. There's no doubt about that, but continue to play loose, and the way that's something I'd credit this Iowa team with doing. You know, there's not been a game, Rob, where they looked super tight or anything like that. You know, they've continued to stay loose and stay positive and have fun with their teammates, and I think that goes a long way. And when you're on a 5-game losing streak.
Always assume a down power line is energized. Stay far away and call 911. Get more safety tips at MidAmericanEnergy.com. Don't forget, you can still join the Swarm and team up with Iowa athletes to support local charities. Make a difference today. Visit iowaswarm.com to learn more. The Hawkeyes just on a unbelievable pace offensively. 12 of 17. And now 4 out of 4 from three-point range. have not shot a free throw, and the rebounding, Catherine, continues to be a bright spot. 14-6, not allowing Washington to get many second opportunities. And as you mentioned, Washington shooting the ball poorly, 6 of 19 from the floor.
Which isn't going to happen all the time. It may not continue to happen through the course of this game, but when you look at the rebounding, that's something that has become such a strength for Iowa. You can think of a lot of years of Iowa basketball where, frankly, we'd get out-rebounded by sometimes double digits and still win a game just because Iowa shot the basketball so well. And when you don't always have that luxury, as Iowa hasn't so many times this season, it keeps you in tight games. And that's what you expect throughout the conference, is to be within a possession or two of people. And that's where winning the offensive rebounding war, taking care of the offensive glass, and then attacking it yourself the way this Iowa team has done is so important.
The 26 points that Iowa scored in the first quarter, that is the second most in a quarter against a Big Ten team this year. Iowa scored 27 against Purdue. And the good news is they've started the second quarter just like they did in the first 10 minutes and lead it 32-14 with 8:10 left to go. And that has prompted 2 timeouts by Washington head coach Tina Langley to try to stop Iowa's momentum.
Certainly has, and Iowa, same thing. Don't let them. All gas, no brakes, as they like to say.
Huskies with the basketball. Brenna McDonald into the game. Gets it to Daniels along the baseline as she tried to get a pass into McDonald in the paint, and it's stolen away by Sydney Fulter. Now Lucy Olson in the front court. Fulter right at the top of the key. Recently knocked down a three-pointer. Now Lucy Olson in the short corner. Back out to McCabe for 3 straight away. Count it! 3 number 2 for Taylor McCabe.
She's perfect from 3 as well, and Taylor doesn't take bad threes. She only takes them when she's open. With those feet set, she's dangerous.
And now has 42 made three-pointers on the year, and the Hawks go up 35-14. Early on in the second quarter, here's Daniels to Sellers in between the circles. Left-handed pass to McDonald. The top of the key, back to Sellers, 5 to shoot. Scoops a pass right side, Daniels. Now in the corner, Steins for 3, and she drilled it. That's the second time Washington has knocked down a shot with 2 seconds left to go on the shot clock. And here's McCabe for 3, left side, all net for Taylor McCabe with 9.
Yeah, another set play for Taylor. Runner off a little flare screen to the wing. And again, gets her feet set. She can be lethal.
38-17 Hawkeyes. Washington working the ball around the arc. Back to Sellers in between the circles. Feuerbach has her. Now Steins down the right side of the lane. Little hook shot is up, too strong off the window. Daniels gets the rebound. Turnaround jumper, paint, no. Ball tapped around a couple of times. And finally taken by Sydney Fulter. Gets it to Olsen across the timeline. Angles right side. Now keeps that left-handed dribble going. 38-17, Iowa with the basketball. Hook pass inside of Fulter. Along the baseline, spins into the paint. Drops it off for Hayden now on the right wing. 7 to shoot. Hayden. And a 5-second violation is called. Defense was good on her, and obviously nobody else could get open to help her out.
Yeah, Ava just kind of caught the basketball in an awkward position for a post player, off the block, really had nowhere to go, and then good ball pressure by Washington to force the 5-second call.
Here's McDonald, left to the top of the key. Takes a couple of dribbles and then away from the ball, a whistle. That'll be on Sellers, her second, trying to set a screen. Stremlow back for the Hawkeyes. Hawkeye basketball, 38-17 the advantage. 5:32 left to go in quarter number 2. Here's Olsen at the elbow, flips a pass into O'Grady, gets it back out to Lucy, swings it to Fulter, who gets it into O'Grady and tried to make a move, and then an offensive foul for a hook is called on Addie O'Grady.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. 3 Washington defenders around Addie. Hard to see it from our angle, but seemed like
contact probably on both sides.
Seemed like a bit of a stretch.
Steens with the ball, gets it to McDonald. Now back to Steens in the corner. Daniels for 3, drilled it.
She's all by herself in the corner when the defense helped off.
She has 7. Hawkeyes quickly down the court. 38-20 the lead. Leah Guyton just into the game. Gets it to Olsen, left side. Now O'Grady outside the paint. Stremlo tried to get a pass back into O'Grady from the left wing, and it's deflected and dug up by Steens of Washington. Washington working the ball around the arc. Hawkeyes just not allowing much inside, which has been good news, and getting out on those 3-point shooters. Here's Daniels with 9 to shoot. Pulls up her dribble in the paint to McDonald. Now to Ledeen. Turnaround, fadeaway jumper, left wing, no. Rebound taken down by McDonald on the baseline, and then she's called for traveling. Hawkeye basketball on top by 18.
A little bit of a prayer turnaround jumper there by Ledeen. It's good Iowa defense. She's a really, really good scorer. Ledeen on 20 points a game in the conference. It's pretty similar over the last 5 games. So she's playing really well offensively of late. So that's good defense on her. And pretty much since the first couple minutes of the game, I think Iowa has done a great job stymieing her.
Hawkeyes now, though, in a scoring drought the last 2:43, and they've had 3 turnovers the last 2:43 as well. Let's hope that trend reverses right here on top 18. Olsen has it taken away, but a blocking foul is going to be called on Daniels.
Kind of got bailed out there. Lucy kind of bulldozed right directly into the defender.
Yeah, it looked like she had pretty good position.
Yeah, and basically took it right out of her hands. Late whistle saved Iowa there.
Briggs back in for the Huskies. Chloe Briggs, a 5'11 sophomore. Hawks get it in to Feuerbach. Free throw line extended left. Bounce pass to O'Grady. Couldn't handle it, but it was knocked away by Hawkeye and out of bounds. Hawks will retain possession along the baseline. 4:05 left to go. Second quarter action, Iowa by 18. Get it into Feuerbach on the left wing. Now to Olsen. She'll fire a 3 right at the top of the key and rattle it home.
Rob, I think she might have heard you talking about her 3-point shooting or something, trying to prove something to you tonight. She's perfect from 3.
Let's get her going. I thought that was a key for the Hawkeyes. Lucy Olsen at the offensive end, and she has 13. Here's a steal by Kylie Feuerbach. She digs it up, goes hard to the rim, and scores.
Wow, what a take with some emphasis from Kylie. Sent the defender flying. Love to see her go to the rim like that.
43-20. Hawkeyes 5 of their last 5 now from the field. After that scoring drought. Steens in between the circles to Briggs. Now back to Briggs, and she fires a 17-foot jump shot, not even close. And Feuerbach comes down with the rebound. As we approach 3 left to go. There's O'Grady running the floor, receives a pass from McCabe and lays it up and in.
And there's that transition offense that we've been looking for Iowa. 1 to their 2 to their 5 for an easy layup.
Which Coach Jensen said we just got to get that aspect of our offense in gear. And it has tonight. 45-20, the Hawkeyes lead. Here's Steins in between the circles. Head and shoulders fake, pulls up her dribble. Now feeds it off to the right side and works it inside to Hawkeye. Turnaround jumper, paint, no. And Mulaney the rebound. Now to Lucy Olsen, jogging it across the timeline. Angles left side. Off to Mulaney for 3. A deep 3, and she gets it to go.
And the bench loved that one. And look at this, Hawks blowing the doors open. Up 48-20 with 2 to go. It's got to be fun for them to be leading a game like this.
10-0 run the last minute. 32 for the Hawkeyes. As we approach 2 left to go in quarter number 2. Here's Ledeen down the right side. Just outside the paint goes up. And a whistle, and this will go against the Hawkeyes.
Iowa foul number 44, Addison O'Grady. Second foul.
That'll be 2 on O'Grady as McDonald re-enters the lineup for Washington. Hawkeyes are 8 for 8 from deep.
How about that, Rob? You don't see that very often, even the best of shooting teams. 8 for 8, perfect. What a gift here in Seattle.
Ledeen makes the free throw after O'Grady's second foul, and also connects on the second one. Ledeen has 9 for the Huskies, coming off of 21 against Purdue. Sydney Falter back into the game. 2:09 left to go. 48-22 Iowa. Second quarter action from Seattle. Olsen across the timeline. Gets the play call from Jan Jensen. Now angles right side. Hands it off to Mulaney down the right side of the lane. Now to Hayden. She goes up strong. Did a great job to catch the pass, and then a foul.
Husky foul number 1, Hannah Steins.
Yeah, that pass was coming in hot. Tegan Mulaney driving down the right side of the lane and doing a little shuffle pass over to Ava Hayden. I actually don't know that she even gathered the initial pass. It almost looked like it bounced off her chest up into the rim, got her own rebound, and sent herself to the free throw line. So it worked out nicely, but pass a little too hot to handle.
But she gathered it in and rewarded with 2 free throws and makes the first. Steins picks up the foul. Hayden perfect from the line, and she picks up her first 2 points, had 8 and 5 rebounds against Oregon. 50 on the board for the Hawkeyes here in the first half. 50-22, 1:40 left to go, second quarter. Here's Ledeen. Angles right side. Huskies swing the ball to Steins. Now she floats a pass to the corner, and McDonald knocks down a 15-foot jumper. Brenna McDonald, her first field goal, and it's 50-24 Hawkeyes. Olsen on the right wing. Gets it to Sydney Falter. Now to Fierbach in the paint, and just got a little over anxious and drug that pivot foot. Turnover Iowa.
A second travel of the day for Kylie. Just got her feet going a little bit too fast. Kind of, they call it Flintstone feet, where you're moving the car with your own feet and get
good
going.
Old Fred Flintstone. Huh? I like it.
Yeah.
Steins drives down the left side of the lane. Little floater outside the paint is no good. And Iowa gets the rebound and quickly brings it into the front court with 52 seconds left to go. Second quarter. On top 50-24. Pass inside to Mulaney as she was cutting toward the right block. Couldn't come up with it. And the ball goes out of bounds along the baseline over to Washington.
Yeah, Stremelo kind of got herself in an awkward position up top. Couldn't dribble anymore. Tried to make a prayer pass, and Mulaney lost her feet.
Huskies with McDonald, top of the key area. Hands it off to Briggs. As Tina Langley, the coach, trying to look for a combo that works. Long range 3 by Steins, no good. But an offensive rebound underneath by Washington, and a Hawkeye foul. That'll be the first on Sydney Falter, with the Hawks on top 50-24. Olsen and McCabe back for the Hawkeyes. Washington is 10-2 in this building this year.
Yeah, home's a nice place to be, especially when you're in a new conference. Anytime they get to play in the confines of their own arena, I think it's a good thing for them.
Washington gets it in. McDonald hands it off to Coppinger into the game. Now cross-court pass to Briggs with 6 to shoot. Now Steins, step back 3, left side, no. But McDonald hustles after the rebound on the right wing and is fouled by Ava Hayden.
Yeah, hard to get those long rebounds sometimes off the threes, and especially there where McDonald was crashing the glass from the three-point line. Ava Hayden was unable to get a body on her for the box out just because she was playing so far outside the paint.
And she's a good rebounder. She was just 4 rebounds away from 300 in her career coming into tonight's action. 5.2 left to go in the quarter. 50-24 Hawkeyes. Washington basketball along the baseline. Huskies spread the floor. Look inside. Get it to McDonald on the right side. Hand it off to Ledeen. She reverses, goes up with a layup. goes glass and scores.
Really nice move from Ladine. Kind of a little between the legs, hesitation move, and then put it back the opposite direction. Got exactly what you wanted, kind of cat and mouse the defense. So nice execution with 5 seconds by Washington.
That brings us to the half. Iowa 50, Washington 26. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/3/25.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Well, the Hawkeyes put 49 points on the board at Oregon, 50 here in Seattle, lead at 50-26. Appreciate everybody joining us along the Hawkeye Radio Network, our flagship stations, WHO in Des Moines, WMT in Cedar Rapids, of course, the Hawkeye YouTube channel, the Varsity app, and the Sirius XM Radio channel 85 tonight as well. We appreciate you tuning in. Good news so far, Iowa 50, Washington 26. The Hawkeye halftime show next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hey, Hawkeyes, while your hard-at-working class are on the court, there's a team behind the scenes making sure that the power keeps going, the water keeps flowing, and the temps inside are just right. Introducing the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative. The collaborative is a public-private partnership between UI, NG, and Meridium. It delivers the funds UI needs to drive our academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Check it out at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Fran McCaffrey. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Iowa Hawkeyes all season long. Go Hawks!
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, This is the Hawkeye Halftime Show, brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Now back to courtside.
With the Hawkeyes leading 50-26, the Hawkeyes scored 49 total points at Oregon, put 50 on the board here in the first half. It's time for our halftime stats report, brought to you by Hy-Vee, your one-stop shop for making your life easier, healthier, and happier.
Well, a great offensive night for the Hawkeyes so far, shooting 74% from the field on 20 of 27 shooting, and a perfect 8 for 8 from three-point land for 100% there and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Taylor McCabe and Lucy Olsen both 3 for 3 from 3 in their own right. But leading the way for the Hawks is Addie O'Grady with 14 points in the first half on 7 for 11 shooting, has 3 rebounds, assist, and a block shot to go along with it. And Lucy Olsen with 13 points of her own on perfect 5 for 5 shooting and 3 for 3 from 3, like I mentioned. For Washington, leading the way is Elle Ledeen with 11 points on 4 for 8 shooting, and Leah Daniels with 6 points of her own. Rebounding numbers, Iowa leading the way with 18 to Washington's 10 total rebounds. However, Washington winning on the offensive glass with 7 boards. And lastly, just want to mention, Rob, Iowa with 22 paint points to Washington's 8.
Addie O'Grady been sensational inside with 14. Passing has been very good tonight. Hawks 50, Washington 26 at the half. We'll be back with more on the Hawkeye Halftime Show. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list, clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, MidAmerican Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard, which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
Hey Hawkeye fans, Nick Jackson with Iowa Football here. Your support in the stands is critical to our success on game day, but now you have another way to make a real impact. Join the Swarm today and partner with my teammates and me to service charities throughout Iowa. Together, we're making our state stronger and helping Iowa athletics become the place where we experience the thrill of winning championships. Head to iowaswarm.com for more information. Let's make a difference, Hawkeye Nation.
Hey folks, there's nothing better than burgers, beer, and sunshine. At Burger Shed, we've got all that and more. Try the pork banh mi sandwich with kimchi and teriyaki sauce, or triple your fun with the BS Mac, stacked with 3 buns with our signature BS sauce and homemade pickles. Wash it all down with a cold local brew, and don't forget to soak up the sunshine on one of our 2 patios with lakefront views. The only BS you need is the Burger Shed. Burger Shed, Bass Pro Drive, Altoona.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer is 3/3/25.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Welcome back to the Hawkeye Halftime Show from Seattle as Iowa leads at 50-26 at the half. Let's check some other scores as the scoreboard is presented by U.S. Bank, a proud sponsor of the Iowa Hawkeyes. We're in it with you for the good stuff and all the hard work it takes to get there, because together there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. In the top 25, which contained all the Big Ten games tonight, West Virginia is taking care of Arizona State 63-36 late in the third quarter. And then the rest of the games are final. Number 4, USC 79, Purdue 37. UConn puts 100 on Villanova, 157. Oklahoma State by 1 over number 9 TCU, an upset, 62-59. Michigan gets a road victory at Minnesota. That's number 24 versus number 23, 70-65. And Michigan State a home victory against Penn State. The Spartans 21 in the country, 82-61. Right here, it is 50-26, Iowa over Washington. Hawks looking to forget about that 5-game losing streak. Got one half to do it. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bump's Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bump's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bump's and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bump's Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
This is Jordan Sekafetz here for my dad Brian and his True Blue crew at Dodge Street Tire. If you're wrestling with your car or truck, let their crew take care of you and your family with honest and quality award-winning service. For over 30 good years, Dodge Street Tire have been champions for Hawkeye fans everywhere, pinning down prices and problems for their neighbors. Don't let your vehicle's tires and troubles keep you from achieving your goals. Dodge Street Tire at the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, a AAA 4-diamond luxury property located just a few minutes from the Eastern Iowa Airport and downtown Cedar Rapids. Whether you're visiting for business or pleasure, the hotel is happy to welcome you. To make reservations, visit thehotelatKirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
50-26, the Hawkeyes lead, and what a half of basketball as Iowa only scored 49 total points at Oregon and already 50 here in the first half. And they've done it by a very high shooting percentage, 20 of 27 from the floor, 74.1%, perfect from 3, 8 out of 8, and knocked down both free throws. The Iowa City Area Sports Commission is responsible for bringing state tournaments and amateur sports to our community, boosting our economy and quality of life. Proud sponsor of UI Women's Athletics. You can learn more at wegotnext.org. Hawk fans, enjoy your home away from home at Coralville's Homewood Suites and the Home 2 Suites by Hilton. Relax in spacious suites with free breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, and more. Perfectly located for your Hawkeye visit. Iowa back out on the court, warming up the hoop to our left, Washington to our right. We'll see what happens in half number 2. Iowa 50, Washington 26. This has been the Hawkeye Halftime Show. Third quarter action next. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. If you are in the market to buy or sell a home, contact the Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty. For all your real estate needs, call 319-631-5455.
Hawk fans, join the Hawkeye women's basketball team in Minnesota this February 6th and 7th when the Hawkeyes take on the Minnesota Gophers. Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited is proud to present the official away game package that includes game tickets, motor coach transportation to and from Minneapolis with overnight accommodations at the Graduate Hotel within walking distance of the arena. Show your support for our incredible Hawkeye women's basketball team in Minneapolis in this fun-filled Hawkeye travel package. Email alex@duagency.com or call 319-393-1359.
Did you know that UI ranks near the top of the EPA's Green Power Leaderboard with 84% of our energy coming from renewable sources? Now you can be a part of the team that makes it happen. The University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, with our partner, NG Iowa, is offering full-time positions in utility operations for our campus and hospital water, heating, steam, and distribution systems. Check out the jobs and apply at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
University of Iowa Energy Collaborative is a proud presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. 50-26, here we go, third quarter. Hawkeyes start with the basketball. Same starting five of Falter, Feuerbach, O'Grady, Olsen, and McCabe. And they go right into Lucy. Now back to Taylor McCabe. Back to O'Grady, just a foot off the block. And now to a slashing Kylie Feuerbach, who lays it up with the right hand on the right side.
A great start to the half out of that, with that set that they like to run coming out of halftime and playing as if no lead is safe, Rob. You know, you got to protect the basketball, value it throughout the second half, and then play with a lead, keeping the momentum going.
And Sellers lost control of the ball on the right wing for the Washington Huskies, and it goes out of bounds along the side. And here come the Hawkeye offense again. Here's Feuerbach. Free throw line extended right. Bounce pass to O'Grady outside the paint. Holds it. Now back to Kylie. And she lost control of the ball momentarily. And now it is touched last by Washington along the side, as O'Grady was going to come out and set a screen. 52-26. Hawks get it into McCabe. Now drop a pass into O'Grady. Left-handed layup is good. Put it on the floor one time.
Yeah, Eka just really not making life difficult for O'Grady, which I'm fine with. Keep it going and keep feeding Addie the basketball.
O'Grady with 16 after having 14 in the first half. Washington almost turned it over again. Ledeen retrieves the pass out near the timeline, now gets it to Sellers, and she has to back up with 7 to shoot. She's in between the circles, angles left side, and now pulls up her dribble and has to force a jumper. That's an air ball. That was a foot and a half short, goes out of bounds. Iowa basketball, how about that defense?
Really good defense, pretty poor offense from Washington. Kind of used 20 seconds, decided, we need to set something up, and really didn't move their chess pieces very effectively. But again, great defense by Iowa.
54-26, Hawkeyes with the lead in the basketball. Early stages in quarter number 3. Falter gets it to McCabe on the left side. Olsen coming off a screen, stops and pops from 15 at the elbow and drills it.
What a great answer for Lucy Olsen tonight on the offensive end after a few struggles in a row. Really
and
happy
then almost got a steal.
Yeah, it's funny how that offensive energy can lead to defensive energy. You know, one thing's going well, everything's going well.
Yeah, Lucy came off that screen, hesitated at the top of the key, and stopped and popped from the elbow. Lucy with 15. And the Hawkeyes go up 56-26. 8:15 left to go in the third quarter. Ledeen gets it into Sellers, and she brings it across the timeline. Angles right side, contact with Feuerbach. And Kylie picks up her first foul.
On number 4, Kylie Feuerbach, first foul.
Sellers will throw it in along the side. Almost 2 minutes into quarter number 3, 56-26 Iowa. If you just joined us, the Hawks were sensational in the first 2 quarters, shot over 70%, 8 out of 8 from 3. Here's Daniels outside the paint on the right wing, now puts it on the floor and goes toward the left side. Layup no good. Nice job by O'Grady defensively. McCabe gets the rebound, brings it into the front court. Feuerbach to O'Grady just outside the paint. One dribble, flips a pass back to Olsen. Lucy on the left wing, gets a screen, stops at the free throw line, and a bounce pass to O'Grady. It was right there, and he just, I think, put those eyes up on the rim first, and the ball went out of bounds.
Exactly, you got to catch it first, but really nice attempt to thread the needle by Olsen on that ball screen action. Just kind of snuck through, unfortunately, through O'Grady's hands as well.
And Catherine, all this without Hannah Stalkey. Here's a move by Daniels. She received a pass in the paint. Nice job to get it to her left hand and lay it up and in.
Yeah, Daniels having a nice little game in her own right, kind of mixing things up, able to score at the rim, stretch the defense.
Here's McCabe, a short jumper just outside the paint. Bounced on the iron a couple of times and got it to go. McCabe with 11.
She's like, I can make 2-pointers too.
Once in a while. We're under 7, third quarter, 58-26. Sellers tried to reverse her dribble. Feuerbach gets on the ground with her to tie her up. Possession arrow favors Washington. But Kylie has just done a sensational job on Savia Sellers, averaging 16.8, does not have a point.
Husky ball.
And she's been hot as of late. Huskies get it in, barely. Daniels catches it on the left wing. Now to Ledeen. Sellers out in between the circles, only with 8 to shoot. Now here's Daniels at the elbow. Fakes, hesitates, gets into the paint, nowhere to go. Took about 9 steps and then finally threw something up and is fouled.
Number 44, Addison.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that though, Rob, where you play defense, get the shot clock wound all the way down, and then bail people out with a foul and send them to the free throw line? It was pretty good defense by O'Grady, kept her in, and then like you say, she's stepping here, stepping there to try to make something happen. Really just stay straight up. You're 6'4", no need to foul in that situation.
And unfortunately, that's Andy O'Grady's third personal foul, so she will sit down. Ava Hayden will come into the game, and Aaliyah Guyton for Taylor McCabe, who will sit down with 11. So Daniels at the line with 9. At 14 and 10 against Purdue. Free throw is up and no good. Strong off the back of the iron. 58-28, the score remains.
Well, you mentioned Sellers and the job Iowa's doing on her defensively, and she has 30 points in the game against Purdue just this past weekend. So she's certainly capable of scoring, and that's where you got to, look at that scout. And they keyed in on her early, as you can tell, and continue to keep that going as Washington starts to show a little bit of a press here to try to slow the Iowa offense.
But the Hawkeyes get it into the front court. Daniels did make the second free throw. A Fulter went down the left side of the lane, had the ball batted away into the hands of Daniels. Now transition 3 is good by Ledeen.
3 points.
Hit that one left to the top of the key. 58-32. Hawkeyes, though, use their transition offense to get it right inside to Ava Hayden. And she had it batted away as she tried to post on the right block. It'll be Iowa basketball underneath the hoop.
You feel Washington making kind of a concerted effort to pick up their defensive intensity.
Feuerbach coming off a screen, gets a pass from the right wing and lays it up and in. Boy, did she turn that corner hard.
Yeah, great curl cut. All of her momentum going that way towards the rim and carried her right in there for 2.
Kylie with 8. And here's an errant pass in and out of the hands of Daniels and goes out of bounds. It'll be Iowa basketball.
See here Washington returning to that full court pressure defense off of the basketball and have someone sort of at the center field possession to help anything through the middle.
60-32. The Hawkeyes break the pressure, get into the front court. Here's Aaliyah Guyton on the right wing. Now back to Lucy Olsen, and she'll set things up. Ava Hayden comes out at the free throw line. Now Guyton hands it off to a Falter. Now Olsen with 8 to shoot. Gets a Hayden screen, stops and pops from 17. Swish, straight away. Two-pointer by Lucy Olsen with 17.
String music from 16 feet.
That's what we were used to seeing back in November and December. And Iowa doubles on the left side of the court, and Feuerbach saves it from going out of bounds, but unfortunately into the hands of Daniels, and she lays it up and in and has 12.
In Kylie's defense, she got shoved right in front of the official, and they didn't see it, and that led to that turnover.
62-34, Hawks with the lead in the basketball. We're under 5, and a lob pass intended for Ava Hayden, knocked away by Daniels, but she will pick up her 3rd personal foul.
Timeout on the floor, 4:55 to go.
And we've got timeout on the court here in Seattle. We can all help prevent suicide. There is hope with 988 Lifeline. Call or text 988 now. 4:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Iowa 62, Washington 34. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Life's busy, and Quickstar gets it. Whether you're grabbing fresh coffee, a bakery treat, or a quick meal, Quickstar is your go-to for quality and fast service. From clean restrooms to fresh groceries, easy meal options, and guaranteed fuel, we make your day easier. Plus, enjoy perks like free ATMs, free air for your tires, and sweet rewards with the Quick Rewards program. Everything you need in one stop, and always a friendly, see you next time. Quickstar, where your day gets easier and better.
Lacer Graphics and Signs provides big signs, bold graphics, and beautiful results for Hawkeye athletics around Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and throughout campus. Lacer Graphics and Signs helps build your brand through custom graphics, signage, and video displays designed to specifically tell your story and grow your business in a big way. That's Lacer Graphics and Signs, a preferred graphic and signage provider of Iowa Hawkeye athletics. Visit them online at lacer.com to see how they can bring your big ideas to life.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Or try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 in Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 in Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
Welcome back to Seattle. Rob Brooks, Catherine Reynolds. Iowa 62, Washington 34. Just under 5 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Another strong start to the quarter by Iowa as they have outscored the Huskies 12-8. Don't forget that you can earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account at the Tiffin branch or online. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval, minimum $50 deposit, requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC. Hawkeyes get it in along the baseline. Olsen back from Hayden and count it. Another 3 from the left wing by Lucy Olsen. That's 20 tonight. Sellers tries to answer, and that's an air ball left to the top of the key. And she just has not been able to get anything going. Has not scored.
It's 20 points for Olsen, but it's on perfect shooting from the field. Almost even more impressive, and 4 for 4 from 3.
Full court pressure by the Huskies. No problem for the Hawkeyes. A Falter gets it into the front court. Hands it off to Olsen. Out near the big W. Now hands it to McCabe. Stremlow into the game, out of the timeout. Holds it. Now gets it to McCabe. Flashes out from the right side with 8 to shoot. And now a Falter gets it to McCabe in the corner, and the shot is off the front of the iron, but a foul on the rebound is going to be called on Sellers.
That's her 3rd foul, 2nd team foul. Ledeen returns for the
And that's just the second missed three-pointer of the ballgame for Iowa.
And it didn't miss by much. A good look from Taylor McCabe from the corner. And a little bit of a frustration foul, I think, there for Sellers, who's getting sick of being kept down this evening.
65-34. Hawks with the lead. Get it into Stremlo. Free throw line extended right. Holds the ball low, and now a pass inside to Hayden. Fakes a shot. Kicks it back out to Mulaney. Drives down the left side of the lane. Wild left-handed shot up, no good. But Hayden tips it to Stremlo with 5 to shoot. Now Mulaney in the corner for 3. That's short. Hayden gets another rebound. Kicks it back out to Tegan Mulaney, who throws it into the first row. And now wondering if the ball is tipped or not. I didn't think it was. And the officials will give it to Washington.
Coach Jensen thought it was. She's pleading her case, but you know, luckily when you're up 30, you don't have to quite worry about those as much as you do.
We can move on, right?
Exactly. Next play.
65-34. Ledeen with a jumper from the right side, no good, inside the three-point arc. Hawks get the rebound quickly down court. Transition game much better tonight. McCabe whips a pass to Stremlo. Free throw line extended right now. Olsen in the short corner. Fakes. Now gets it back to Mulaney, who whips a pass inside to Hayden. That's batted up in the air and dug up by Steins, who fires a short jumper right side and puts it in. Steins with 5, and it's 65-36 as we approach 3 left to go in the third. Olsen floats a pass to McCabe on the right side. Hawks work it around. Here's Stremlo, dribbles between her legs, angles left, now comes back right into the paint. Stops and pops from 14 and knocks it down. Defense left to go underneath, and that left Stremlo wide open.
All by herself in the middle of the lane. She said, thank you. I'll take that little 14-footer.
Take that 2 for her first of the game. And here's a Hayden block on a shot along the baseline. Then Ava gets on the floor to tap it to Stremlo. Great hustle. And we've got a foul on Washington's McDonald.
Yeah, something really consistent with Ava Hayden. You're always going to see hustle. And really nice for her to have a second game consecutively here in the Pacific Northwest. Her being a kid from Oregon, and her parents have been at both games. And nice for them to not have to make a flight to get to a game.
Really nice. That's the one good addition for the West Coast teams. You might have a shot at a player out west. Here's a backup three-pointer. Ledeen drills it. Nice move initially inside the line. Fade away, and she got back behind the line.
She's a good scorer. You're seeing little glimpses of what she's capable of. Certainly not her best night, but definitely capable.
She's been good for Washington. Their leading scorer tonight. Pass inside to O'Grady on the left block. Has it batted away, but retrieved by O'Grady. And then she tried to get it out to Guyton, and Brown tapped it out of bounds right at the Hawkeye bench. Iowa basketball on top 67-39, 1:59 left to go in the third. McDonald back for the Huskies.
You mentioned that West Coast recruiting. I do think that's something that's really exciting about the addition of 2 schools in Southern California, Oregon, Washington. You know, you got kids out on this Washington lineup from Sacramento, or maybe see one of those in a Hawkeye uniform one of these days.
Hawks get it into Guyton. She dribbles into the paint. And a whistle on the left side of the court.
Foul number 11, Chloe Briggs, second foul.
That's going to be Chloe Briggs with her second, just to hold away from the ball. 67-39 Hawkeyes, and Guyton will throw it in. Underneath the hoop, Iowa in a box set. Guyton looks, gets to Stremlo on the left wing. Fakes right, goes left, drops a bounce pass to O'Grady. Now right side, Mulaney. Out behind the arc. Now to Guyton on the left side with 9 to shoot. Guyton gets into the paint. Shot up and good off the window. What a quick first step from the left wing to take it inside.
Now Leah Guyton showing so much promise and upside as far as what she can do as, you know, just a freshman and so effective from the field.
Here's Briggs on the right wing. Gets the ball back out to Steins, who reverses it to Ledeen. Free throw line extended left. Washington continues not to be able to get anything inside due to that Hawkeye defense. And now we'll have to fire something up here with Steins on the left side. Gets to the free throw line, pull-up jumper short, and the weak side board taken down by Stremlo. Gets the ball ahead to McCade for three. Taylor couldn't make the three-pointer, but the rebound and putback is good by Tegan Mulaney. That's her second rebound offensively and putback. She has 7.
And all 4 of Taylor McCabe's Hawkeye teammates were crashing the glass on that. Tegan Mulaney had to be right place, right time to put it back, but great team effort on the offensive rebounding.
And now going after the basketball, commits a foul out near midcourt. That's her first, team's third. Hawkeyes up 71-39 with 51 seconds left to go in the third. Sellers gets it in along the sideline to McDonald. Now back to Sellers, the Washington point guard. Guyton comes on her. They swing it to Steins. Tried to get it to Sellers inside. Now O'Grady comes out on the point guard for Washington, and she recognizes and tries to make a move. Floater, baseline, no. O'Grady gets the rebound. Gets it to Stremlow. He brings it across the timeline. Steins comes out on her and then bats it away from Stremlow and out of bounds. Hawkeye basketball.
With that 4-second differential between the shot and game clock, you'll definitely see Iowa try to use their most of this shot clock and get a field goal at the very end of it.
4 seconds the difference. Hawks get it in to Guyton. 15 to shoot. 71-39 Iowa. 10 seconds left to go, third quarter. Here's Guyton. Gets a pass to Mulaney on the left side. Now inside O'Grady to Stremlow, and she tried to hook a pass inside. Stolen by Steins at the top of the key with 2 seconds. Gives it off to Ledeen for 3. Missed it from the left wing to end quarter number 3.
Iowa 71, Huskies 39.
So the Hawkeyes kept the offensive pressure on in quarter number 3 and lead it 71-39. Iowa Lottery Weekend is coming to Carver Hawkeye Arena, and you certainly could be there. Love to see you there. Play all the new 9s in a line scratch tickets for your chance to win cash, or enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a chance to see the Hawkeye women's basketball team take on UCLA, or catch a men's game, or wrestling. Simply visit ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today. We'll head to the fourth. We all know it's on the line tonight. Iowa 71, Washington 39. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer is 3/3/25.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
The ball to start things off.
Well, here's the shooting percentages by quarter for Iowa. 70.6, 80, 71.4 in the first, second, and third. Now, here's the fourth quarter. Need to close this one out with plenty of breathing room, 71-39. First possession, fourth quarter. Hawks get it into O'Grady. Now back out to Kylie Feuerbach for 3. No good off the right side of the rim. Missed it just left to the top of the key. Steins gets the rebound for Washington into the front court. Pulls up her dribble. Now inside, Daniels turnaround jumper is no good from 10. Mullaney the rebound. Teagan getting a lot of playing time here tonight. And here's McCabe on the right wing. Now to Feuerbach. Reverse the ball to Lucy Olson. And now whips a pass inside to O'Grady, who goes up on the left block and has the shot blocked, but a foul on Delia Daniels.
Rookie foul number 14, Delia Daniels, fourth foul.
And that'll be number 4. Addie playing with 3 personal fouls. Just gathered herself nicely on that left block and went up with the left hand and rewarded with a couple of rare free throws tonight.
Yeah, very few free throws. I was only taking 2 free throws all night. Those came from Ava Hayden earlier in the game. She was perfect 2 for 2, but that perfect streak will end here as O'Grady misses the first of 2 attempts.
Addie had 14 points in the first half. Second one, swish. Now has 17.
Now in for the Huskies, number 32, Tyra
For
Eke.
Washington, as they go through the rest of their conference season, their post play, I think, will be something that is tough for them, especially when you think about teams like UCLA, USC, 6'7", even Oregon 6'8" in the middle of the paint. So I think Washington missing that kind of crucial key, post player in the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, Sellers tries to drive along the baseline and lost control of the ball off her right leg and out of bounds. Eke comes back into the game. 6'3" senior, only with 2 points. 72-39. Hawkeyes get the ball in the front court, and wide open, Kylie Feuerbach receives a beautiful pass from Mullaney and easily scores. Kylie in double figures with 10. Here's Ledeen making her way to the basket. Little floater is up and no good. And the battle for the rebound. Both teams go after it. Hawkeyes touch it last. Washington basketball. Hawks up 74-39 with 8:36 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Ledeen tried to execute a little Euro step there at the rim. Almost made it more difficult than it needed to be instead of just going up with her left hand and fortuitous bounce out of bounds to retain possession.
Sellers will throw it in along the baseline for Seattle. Floats a pass out to McDonald, and then Washington lost control of it, but it was tapped into the backcourt by Iowa and retrieved by Steins. Lays it off for Ledeen. Bounce pass inside McDonald, back outside Steins, missed the three-pointer, got her own rebound, flips it up, no. And Mullaney, the rebound, and boy, she was fouled at least 3 times, finally called, and that'll go against Teagan Brown.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that entire sequence. Seems like the officials really didn't want to call anything, but it eventually got to the point where they had to, as Mullaney kind of got hit on 2 different sides there.
Sydney Falter in.
Number 5, Teagan Brown. Second foul.
For Teagan Mullaney. Iowa basketball. Olson in the backcourt. One-hand pass to O'Grady in the front court. Cross court to Taylor McCabe, and you could hear Jan Jensen telling the bench, no, we don't want that cross-court pass in that situation. Here's Feuerbach in the corner to McCabe. Inside, O'Grady to a Falter. Missed the left-handed layup on a sweet play. Everything worked except the layup. Sellers, coast to coast, gets into the paint, and a whistle before the shot as she is fouled.
Down the basket for Savia Sellers.
And now they will give her the continuation.
Number 5, Ava Hayden, and number
She ran into Feuerbach. Looked like a step or 2 before the shot, but they will give her her first basket of the ballgame. And Kylie Feuerbach her second foul.
We don't usually have a TV monitor right in front of us where we get to watch replays, but tonight we do have that here in front of us, and I think that was simply a bad call. A lot of contact created by Sellers on her way to the rim, and Kylie was a recipient of it. Unfortunately, called the blocking foul, and as she executes the three-point play.
And now the Hawkeyes face some backcourt pressure on top, 74-42, and a hold in the backcourt will be called on Washington. And that'll be 4 on Sellers, the Washington starting point guard. And the Hawks will inbounds the ball in the backcourt with Kylie Feuerbach. 74-42, Hawks on top. get it into Lucy Olson. Dribbles behind her back, in between her legs. Gets into the front court, hands it off to Aaliyah Guyton. Now Feuerbach, free throw line extended left, fakes and drives, baseline all the way to the rim and scores. And just left Ladine hanging out on the left wing.
And nice take, and no help side defense stepped over either, so the rim was all Kylie's once she got there.
Kylie with 12, she had 4 at the half. 76-42 Iowa. Just about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's a shot in the paint by Sellers off the pump fake, no good. The ball goes out of bounds. And it will be Washington basketball, or Iowa basketball, as Washington touched it last. And you mentioned it earlier, Catherine, she is frustrated.
Oh, Sellers is definitely frustrated. She's not scoring the way she's used to. She's in a little bit of foul trouble and kind of pleading with the refs after a lot of these plays.
Now the Hawkeyes don't need to be in any hurry. We're under 7, fourth quarter. In a 76-42 game. Here's a Falter, free throw line extended left. Gets it into Hayden coming off a cut and contact, and she goes down. And traveling is the call as she ran into Brenna McDonald down on the left block.
Well, that was sort of bizarre. Ava Hayden tried to turn on the catch, ran right into the defender, fell to the ground, and then there was no whistle. So everybody kind of stopped playing, which led to eventually those whistles came, turnover for Iowa. But physical play by McDonald into Hayden.
Washington basketball as Ladine brings it across the timeline. Gets it back from Coppinger. And she's cut off trying to get to the top of the key, and then a off-balance 15-foot jumper is no good from the right side, and Hayden has rebounding position underneath and is fouled.
Must be foul number 20, Brenna McDonald. First foul, fourth team foul.
That'll go against McDonald, her first, and the team's fourth. So ball possession for the Hawkeyes on top, 76-42.
And Washington wants to keep pressing, but the problem is that they're fouling in this press. You know, they've gotten themselves in some precarious situations trying to create turnovers.
And the Hawkeyes have had no problem getting it into the front court as Guyton does just that. Gets it to Olsen on the left side, gets to the elbow, to the paint, picks up her dribble, now back to a Falter, left side. Here's Hayden with a catch and a shot in the paint, and she is fouled as she went up.
Number 1, Hannah Steins.
That'll go against Hannah Steins, her second.
Fouls now against the Dogs.
And that'll be 5 team fouls on the Huskies. Ava Hayden at the free throw line where she's 2 for 2.
Yeah, I think Hayden gave the Coppinger, the defender, a bloody nose as she heads to the bench. Ava Hayden is so bouncy, you know, and she makes her moves with such force. And unfortunately for Coppinger, the recipient of that elbow.
And knocks down the first free throw. Hayden's second is perfect. She's 4 for 4 from the stripe. That's all of her scoring tonight, and the Hawkeyes go up 78-42 as we approach 6 minutes left to go in the game. Hawkeyes trying to snap that 5-game losing streak. Been oh so close to some victories in this game right now. Not close at all as Sellers drives into the paint, and right there to tie her up
Husky possession
is Sydney Falter.
Taylor Stremlow is now in for.
And you're right, a bloody nose on the bench for the Huskies. After that contact with Ava Hayden, Sellers off a screen. The inbounds play shot is no good, but a weak side board to McDonald. And Washington will set it up once again with 5:40 left to go in the ball game. 78-42 Hawkeyes. A.J. Ediger next dead ball as Sellers goes down the right side. She is held on the way by Stremlow. That's her second. And A.J. Ediger for Ava Hayden.
Number 34, A.J. Ediger is in
another night of good minutes from Ava Hayden. Always nice to see some additional players that don't get to see a lot of minutes play, and you don't usually get the luxury of getting to do that in the middle of your conference season. So happy for A.J. to get some minutes here.
Oh, and she'll board. She'll fight underneath there, as we've got a legal screen on Tegan Brown of Washington on the left side of the court, and that'll give the Hawkeyes possession. With 5:29 left to go, 78-42. Stremlow gets it into a Falter in the backcourt. Now gets it back to Stremlow. She brings it across the timeline. Sydney fell down but is back up. Here's Olsen in between the circles. Pulls up her dribble. Now to A.J. Ediger, just right at the top of the key. Hands it off to Guyton. Sets a screen for Aaliyah. And now Aaliyah pulls it back out with 5 to shoot. Now gets into the paint and contact at the free throw line, and a 3-second violation will be called on the Hawkeyes.
Sort of a busted possession after Iowa tried to run a set. Actually, a set they put in since they got here on this trip. We're working on trying to add some new wrinkles to their offense, but not great execution of that play. Just didn't get what they were looking for, and then offense got stagnant following that.
Washington basketball with 5:01 left to go in the fourth, 78-42. For the Hawkeyes, you certainly want to keep that energy going like we've seen the entire game as Sellers races toward the basket. Got through a couple of Hawkeyes and is fouled.
Iowa foul number 1,
It's going to be the third on Stremlow.
Immediate timeout on the floor.
So Sellers,
4:53 to go.
she's hunting some points here in the fourth quarter. Well below her average, as she averages 16.8 and has only 3 with timeout on the court. At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, combine it with natural spices, and you get the best tasting Midwestern hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, proud to be the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye women's basketball this season, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right. Learn more at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. 4:53 left to go in the fourth. Iowa 78, Washington 42. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
US Cellular introduces US Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection, so dinner sounds less like this and more like this. Visit in-store or online to set up US Mode. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us.
Hawkeye fans, join Rob Brooks and Iowa head women's basketball coach Jan Jensen for Hawk Talk, presented by Oak Knoll. Hawk Talk takes place weekly from 6 to 7, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. Visit HawkeyeSports.com.
And don't forget, Hawk fans, you can join us tomorrow night for Hawk Talk, presented by Oak Knoll, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We'll be inside the Hyatt Regency. Hawk Talk tomorrow night, 6 until 7. And then next Wednesday. So not next Monday, but next Wednesday. So a little bit off schedule with our normal Mondays. Hoping, and I think we're good, talking about a Hawkeye victory tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think so too, Rob, and that'll be fun for you guys. Talk about a split road trip. You know, you never know what you're going to get when you're on the road, and you know, to have just such a contrast in the two games. Like you mentioned at halftime, 50 points in the first half here tonight, whereas only 49 total points in the game against Oregon. And that's where, you know, if you're the Iowa staff, you know it's in there. The talent is in the tank. It's just a matter of getting the most out of your team every single night.
Well, it's coming out tonight so far as Sellers misfires on the first free throw. Hawkeyes have scored at least 21 points in every quarter tonight. Sellers knocks down the second. Hawkeyes facing some pressure in the backcourt, 78-43. Guyton weaves her way into the front court and comes back out in between the circles. Leah pulls up her dribble, gets it to A.J. Ediger right at the top of the key. She holds. Tivitz looking for somebody to throw to and drops it off for Guyton, but then a 5-second violation is called, and that's our third 5-second violation in the game.
Yeah, you usually don't see those 3 in a season, really. You know,
and Iowa's caused a couple of them.
Yeah, they have, and their defensive pressure, that's actually not that surprising. I think there's been a few games this year, Rob, where those were missed by officials. They're just not used to calling them.
Jada Gyamfi into the game at the 4:29 mark. Iowa on top, 78-43. Sellers brings it across the timeline, hands it to Ledeen. Now she drives down the middle of the court and lays it up and in over the front of the rim. Ledeen with 19, been a bright spot for the Huskies. Gyamfi in the backcourt. Takes a couple of dribbles and tried to get a pass to midcourt. It's tipped up in the air. Stremlo gets on the ground and gets it, but then is tied up. But it will be Hawkeye basketball with the alternating possession on top, 78-45. 4:04 left to go.
I do think these are hard situations sometimes for players who come off the bench that really have not seen many minutes all season, and then they're facing most of the Washington starters playing a full court pressure defense.
This is an opportunity, though. Callie Levine into the game. This Iowa basketball last year. On the right side, here's Brown racing toward the basket, lays it up and in. Took a pass on the right wing and got to the basket. That's her first hoop. And Gyamfi in the backcourt, and she's immediately tied up. And it will be Iowa basketball. Stremlo will throw it in. .340 left to go. Stremlo looks and lobs a pass into the front court and taken by A.J. Ediger. Nice catch as A.J. went up in traffic to get that. And now the Hawkeyes can just set things up. Here's Stremlo. Now Gyamfi, free throw line extended right. Puts the ball on the floor a couple of times. Now Callie Levine drives. Gets it back out to Jada Gyamfi. And the ball batted away by Washington and out of bounds along the side with just 1.3 to shoot. Tried to get the ball inside to Ediger. It's popped up in the air. Coppinger retrieves. Gets it into the front court. Whips it around the arc to Sellers for three. And swishes this from the left side.
Deep three from El Ledeen.
Yeah, Washington certainly hasn't stopped playing. And some of their scorers here getting a little hot towards the end of the game.
And Ediger gets the ball to Gyamfi in the front court. And now swings the ball into the corner to Callie Levine. And Iowa will take a 30-second timeout. 78-50.
This is a 30-second timeout.
2:53 left to go in the game. 78-50. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Conference play is here, and you could be there in style with the Iowa Lottery. Play the new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or see the Iowa women's basketball team take on UCLA in February. Enter any non-winning scratch ticket in the VIP club today for a chance to win exclusive seats with complimentary food and beverage service, parking, and $500 in spending money. Women's basketball, men's wrestling. It's your choice in the prize zone. Check out ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today for the best home comfort system you can buy. It's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
78-50, the Hawkeyes trying to close this one out inside of 3 minutes left to go. In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Corn grows feed for our livestock, food for our families, and clean burning fuel. For your drive to the game, drive clean with unleaded 88. And support Iowa corn farmers. Go to iowacorn.org to pump it up with unleaded 88. Certainly a lot of contact, and Washington aggressive, and they've been able to turn Iowa over on a couple of occasions, but a hard thing to do to come into the game and then face that pressure right away.
It's a really hard thing to do, and that's where you appreciate the Iowa coaching staff and then the Iowa, starters and first few people off the bench who aren't maybe in the game right now, cheering them on and having their back, letting the refs know, hey, you got to keep calling the game. Just can't pack it in just because there's only 3 minutes left. And there's a large point differential.
78-50, Hawkeye basketball. Here is Stremlo. Gets into the paint and tried to drop it off for A.J. Ediger, and it's picked off by Daniels. Daniels gets it to Sellers. She drives down the left side of the lane, pumps it up with the right hand. The layup is good, and she's fouled.
Now number 11.
Sellers scoring quite a flurry of points here as time dwindles down. But, like we said, Rob Washington's not going to give up in the game. It's still 2.5 minutes to go. You'd like to see Iowa clean things up. A few too many turnovers here in the last few minutes. The fouls not being called, notwithstanding.
Free throw is good to complete the three-point play. So she does get herself into double figures with 10. All coming in the third and fourth quarters, mostly, as Catherine mentioned, in mop-up time with Iowa on top 78-53, 2:33 left to go as Callie Levine is doubled along the baseline and loses control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds over to Washington.
Husky ball.
And Washington gets it in, and a little floater in the paint by Coppinger is no good off the inbounds pass, and then the ball goes out of bounds. And in that process, a foul is called on the Huskies.
Husky foul number 3, Devin Coppinger.
Coppinger
foul, they'll go the other direction.
Picks up her first, and Jada Gyamfi at the free throw line. So Jada at the line. First one is up and a little bit strong off the back of the bracket.
Shot for Jada Gyamfi.
And the score remains at 78-53. Jada's second is in and out and back in. So Jada Gyamfi in the scorebook. 79-53, 2:20 left to go. Three-pointer by Sellers is good from the left wing. She's found her spot here in the fourth quarter. Hawkeyes break the pressure and get it across the timeline.
There we go. Iowa, they're the first time that this group has been able to use the press break effectively, which is always to get the ball in the middle of the floor and go from there.
And Gyamfi has the ball on the left wing, but we've got a whistle underneath.
Husky foul number 14.
And that'll go against Daniels. And by my count, that is 5 on Delea Daniels. 6'4" grad student. Finished the game with 12 points.
Now for the Huskies.
From a coaching standpoint, it is a little bit interesting to watch Coach Langley continue. When the lead was over 30, to have Iowa bring in their substitutions, and yet Langley stay in the press, stay in this kind of high foul count type of defense. High pressure and with a lot of physicality. Sometimes I think that's a little bit of the interesting gamesmanship that goes on, and can see Coach Jensen, I think, a little bit confused why Langley hasn't conceded, but I can respect that as well.
A.J. Ediger at the free throw line, missed the first, made the second. We are under 2, 80-56. Hawkeyes with the advantage. Here's Ledeen. Down the right side of the lane, floats it up just outside the paint and gets it to go off the window. And another Taylor Stremlo foul.
Now number 1, Taylor Stremlo. That's her fourth foul.
That'll be 4 on her. And Ledeen will
with one shot, Dobbs up.
be at the free throw line. with 19 points.
And kind of a quiet, I think those are, our 20 and 21st points of the game, kind of quiet for her this evening. And yet, 22 points, can't argue that. Leading scorer on the team, averaging 20 a game. So another nice night from the sophomore from the Bay Area.
Makes the free throw, so has 23. And she was really the only scorer back in the first quarter for Washington. Hawks get it into the front court. Gyamfi retrieves, goes right to the basket and lays it up and in.
Oh yeah, Jada, that's how you do it. Get the layup, show them go back the other direction. Really happy for Gyamfi to get some points on the board tonight.
Got it out on the right wing, and then nobody around since there was so much pressure near the timeline. And Jada broke free for a field goal. And then now Sellers drives in, had the ball tipped away, and it goes out of bounds, but touched last by the Huskies, 82-59. Hawks with the advantage. And Guyton gets it into Ediger. Now back to Guyton into the front court. It's down in the paint and then weaves her way back out as we approach a minute left to go. Here's Guyton in between the circles. Hands it to Stremlo in that same area, and a whistle away from the ball. And Shayla Gilmer,
first foul.
and she came in for Daniels, who sat down with 5 fouls and commits her first and puts A.J. Ediger back at the free throw line.
Number 34, A.J. Ediger, is now at the line. 2 shots.
A.J.'s first is good. A.J. with 3. Make that 2 points and went for 3, but it too strong off the back of the rim. But Gyamfi in the paint to get the rebound. 83-59, 50 seconds left to go. Hawks are going to get their first victory since January 1st, and another whistle called on Washington. Coppinger, her second.
Must be foul number 3, Devin Coppinger.
So now the Hawkeyes get to the free throw line after very few trips the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, kind of confounding to see the officials, though, wanting to call these fouls all of a sudden now here with a minute left in the game after there was lots of contact going on for the last probably 4.5 minutes or so. But these Hawkeyes taking advantage of it. You see Jada, Gyamfi, Callie Levine, A.J. Ediger, players who don't get to play a ton of minutes, getting to make an impact and make an impact on the box score tonight.
2 for 2 at the line for Gyamfi. 85-59. Jada has 5. Sellers with the basketball. Aaliyah Guyton comes out on her. Well away from the hoop on the right side. Now goes to the top of the key. Ladine drives into the paint. Floater mid-range is up and good. So her box score will look good, but most of those coming in the third and fourth quarters when this was really out of reach. 85-61. What a relief for that Hawkeye team. This is what you feel like Iowa needed. Just one. Kind of reverse their fortunes. They have done that. Aaliyah Guyton dribbles out the final second. And there you go. 85-61. The Hawks break a 5-game losing streak and get victory number 13 on the year and number 3 in the Big Ten. You know, Lucy Olson is usually smiling. She's really smiling tonight.
She's got lots to smile about, like an entire perfect shooting line on the stat sheet to smile about. But you can tell the entire Hawkeye team really enjoying this one. And like you say, a relief. You're happy. You get to have a happy flight home, and it makes me. It's heartwarming, I think, to see them just smile and have a good time again. It's why they play the game and be out here with their teammates and finish this road trip on a high note. And Catherine, the one thing this team, they've practiced hard, they've practiced well, they've stayed together. Not sure, a lot of people might think, well, no, they probably aren't, but this team has, and these are the results that you get. It's a huge road win for the Hawkeyes. It is. Any road win's a huge one. And then you look at this Washington schedule over the course of the season. I mean, they won at Illinois by 9 points. They played LSU earlier in the season, only lost by 1. They played UCLA in a good game, kept that one to 11. So it's not like Washington's a bad team, and they're going to continue to win games in the conference too. So I think that's where you see this. The league this year has a really, really strong middle. There's a couple of really strong teams at the top, But in the middle, in particular, any given night, it's a 50-50 shot.
And the Hawkeyes pull out the victory 85-61. And Lucy Olson leads the way with 20. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated, and voted best of the area for the 10th consecutive year. They proudly support Hawkeye women's basketball. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo Tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. Don't forget that you can earn $250 when you open an eligible checking account with Farmers State Bank at the Tiffin branch or online. Get rewarded for banking with FSB. Visit myfsbonline.com for complete details. Subject to approval, a minimum $50 deposit. Requires e-statements and direct deposit. Member FDIC. A victory in Seattle. 85-61, the Hawks over the Huskies. Iowa now 13-7 and 3-6. Washington was 10-2 in this building, now 11-3. They fall to 13-7 and 4-4. We'll be back with the Hawkeye postgame show after the break. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor, Melrose Meadows. Voted Iowa City's best retirement community. Tired of cooking, cleaning, or just being alone? Check out Melrose Meadows, voted Iowa City's best retirement community with underground parking, heated pool, and endless opportunities to stay fit and social. Visit melrosemeadows.com.
This is Jordan Sekefetz here for my dad Brian and his crew at Dodge Street Tire. For over 30 good years, they have taken care of their customers and treated them like neighbors. This season, if your car or truck is struggling to compete, take a shot with Dodge Street Tire. You won't have to jump through hoops to ensure quality and honest service for Hawkeye fans everywhere. Whether it's new tires or engine trouble, Dodge Street Tire will score a win for you and your family. At the corner of Dodge and Church Street.
You don't have to go to the game to get a game program. You can download it now by visiting the game day page on HawkeyeSports.com. That's right, the game program is now digital and it's free. So check it out. Get the roster, the stats, and fascinating stories about today's matchup. Just go to HawkeyeSports.com and click on Game Day.
US Cellular introduces Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner sounds less like this and more like this. Visit in-store or online to set up Us Mode. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us.
Did you know that UI uses the same amount of energy as all the rest of Iowa City? That's why we have our own power plant, and we're committed to making it clean. By 2025, we'll rely completely on climate-friendly, alternative fuels. Deep in the boiler rooms, engineers from the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative are optimizing the power plant so it can handle these new fuels more efficiently. Learn more about it at uiowaenergycollaborative.com. That's uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Wimmer's Meats, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. And by Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. This is the Hawkeye postgame show.
And a happy one at that as Iowa defeats the Washington Huskies here in Seattle 85-61. And Iowa has handed Washington its largest margin of defeat at home since February 4th of 2024, where Colorado came in here and won by 23. The Hawkeyes tied its season high with 50 points in the first half. And of course, as we talked about, following a 49-point performance in the entire game at Oregon last Sunday. And this is incredible, too. The Hawkeyes shot 100% from three-point range, 8 out of 8, and 74% from the field, 20 of 27 in the first two quarters. And Lucy Olson was a big part of that as she recorded 13 points in the first half on a perfect 5 for 5 from the field with three-pointers as well. It was Olsen's 7th career game with 4 or more three-pointers in her career, and finished with 20 points, a perfect 20 points at that. And then also 6 assists to just 2 turnovers, so you like that ratio as well. It's time for the post-game stats report brought to you by Hy-Vee. You can sign up for the totally free Hy-Vee Perks program and enjoy exclusive Perks pricing on hundreds of items in-store and online. Score big savings today at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Catherine, take it away.
Well, like you said, Rob, I can't say enough about the Iowa shooting performance this evening, shooting 71.7% from the field on 33 of 46 shooting, and 69% from 3 on 9 of 13 shooting. With, you jump right to Lucy Olson's stat line, a perfect 8 for 8 from the field, a perfect 4 for 4 from 3 for 20 total points, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers in nearly 32 minutes of play. So a great evening for Lucy, one I think she kind of needed for her own psyche to kind of turn things around a little bit on the offensive end. Second leading scorer for Iowa was Addie O'Grady with 17 points on 8 of 12 shooting. She split at the free throw line, went 1 for 2, had 4 rebounds, 2 of those offensive, 2 assists, and 1 block shot. And then quick nod to Taylor McCabe for another nice shooting night, as she's done so often here in the Big Ten. 3 for 5 from 3. For Washington, leading the way was Elle Ledeen, their leading scorer on this season, with 24 points on 9 of 18 shooting. She had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. So a really nice night for the Washington leading scorer. And something else jumps off the page at you is the rebounding numbers. Iowa doubling up Washington with 32 rebounds to Washington's 16. However, one thing Iowa will definitely take note of is their 23 turnovers. Yes, a lot of those came from kind of cleanup minutes at the end of the game, but still 23 is far too many for Iowa. And then Iowa leading the way in paint points, 44 to Washington's 24 on the game. Great advantage to Iowa there going into the game that they used all night.
And got 22 points off the bench did the Hawkeyes, who led for 36 minutes and 33 seconds. Washington for just 3:13. So you look at this road swing. Iowa led at Oregon for 32:05, led here for 36:33. What a different feeling a couple of days makes as Iowa wins at 85-61, and just took care of business in the first half, of course. Led 26-14 after 1, and then outscored the Huskies in the second 24-12, and then took care of this game in the third quarter, coming out strong, won that one 21-13. And then, of course, the Huskies, once Iowa substituted, Washington kept the pressure on. They won the fourth 22-14, but the game was well out of hand by then. 85-61 the final. Post-game show continues from Seattle after the break. Iowa wins it easily, 85-61, victory number 13 on the year. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Silver Star Car Wash, where unlimited washes start at just $19.99 per month. Free vacuums, free dry down towels, and convenient locations all over town. Come through as often as you like, starting at just $19.99 a month. That's a bargain that'll clean up your car without cleaning out your wallet. Fast, easy, and unlimited, starting at just $19.99 per month. Silver Star Car Wash is the best way to keep your car looking new all year long. Silver Star Car Wash. A better wash, a great feeling.
Hey Hawk fans, ready to elevate your game day experience? Introducing Daydreamer Cannabis Infused Beverages. Made locally in North Liberty, Iowa, Daydreamer is your all-natural, low-calorie lifestyle beverage made with real fruit. It's light, healthy, and alcohol-free. Just what you need to keep you relaxed when the game heats up. So grab yourself a Daydreamer. Sip local and dream big. As always, enjoy responsibly. Visit us online at enjoydaydreamer.com.
This season, Abbott and the Big Ten teamed up to host the first ever conference-wide blood donation competition to help fight the greatest blood shortage in a generation. The We Give Blood Drive helps save as many as 60,000 lives, thanks to alumni, students, and Hawkeye fans like you. But the need for blood donations doesn't stop here. Go to big10.org/Abbott to sign up to give blood and save lives. Abbott, proud partner of the Big Ten Conference and Iowa Athletics.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Grunder from the Machine Shed. We're all about comfort food at the Machine Shed. Indulge in our classic fried chicken, which is prepared with our own secret spices. Try our Cattleman sirloin tips, featuring certified Angus beef, served with our famous mushroom stuffing that has onions and Swiss cheese, all topped with a garlic herb sauce. Come experience the taste of home cooking at the Machine Shed.
I-80 and Hickman Road, Urbandale, and I-80 and Northwest Boulevard, Davenport.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
And that's exactly what the Hawkeyes did tonight. A lot of right as they won it 85-61. Before we take a look at some numbers and also have some of our plays of the night, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball. $11 players scored for the Hawkeyes. Great to get everybody in on the trip, and hopefully Hannah Stolke will be good to go for the Northwestern Wildcats next Tuesday as some of the Hawkeyes come out on the court to greet the Iowa fans and sign some autographs as Iowa continues their dominance on the boards as they out-rebounded Washington 32-16. And Washington just had 5 defensive rebounds, and that's what happens when you shoot over 70% from the floor, as the Hawkeyes did tonight with 44 points in the paint and 22 points off the bench. It's time to enjoy some of tonight's top action. A foot off the right block. Now a Falter back to O'Grady. She turns to that left hand. Nice spin move and finishes. Falter, free throw line extended right. Bounce pass to O'Grady. Back outside. McCabe for 3. Count it right at the top of the key. Stremlo backs it up on the right side. Lob pass inside. O'Grady goes up left hand, no. Gets her rebound back, right hand, no. Gets it again. Powers up this time. Yes! Here's Olsen at the free throw line. Drops it off for Addie O'Grady. Racing to the basket. Layup good. O'Grady with 12 in the first quarter. And the Hawkeyes lead by 12 at the end of one. Hayden now gives it to Olsen. She's at the free throw line. Slips a pass to Hayden. Back outside, a Falter for 3. Count it from the right side. And here's McCabe for 3. Left side. All net for Taylor McCabe with 9. Here's a steal by Kylie Fierbach. She digs it up. Goes hard to the rim and scores. Now to Lucy Olsen, jogging it across the timeline. Angles left side. Off to Mulaney for 3. A deep 3, and she gets it to go. Now Guyton hands it off to a Falter. Now Olsen with 8 to shoot. Gets a Hayden screen. Stops and pops from 17. Swish! Straight away. 2-pointer by Lucy Olsen. Hawkeyes get it in along the baseline. Olsen back from Hayden and count it. Another 3 from the left wing by Lucy Olsen. That's 20 tonight. Now to Guyton on the left side with 9 to shoot. Guyton gets into the paint. Shot up and good off the window. What a quick first step from the left wing to take it inside. And that Hawkeye offense generated some points tonight. 85 of them, and it was plenty as Iowa held Washington to 61 points. This is a team that averages right around 73 points, and the Hawkeyes' goal always is to keep the opponent under their average, and the Hawkeyes certainly did that tonight. And Washington, of course, has led this series 5-2, but the Hawkeyes get a huge victory here, and it was victory number 3 in the Big Ten Conference for Jan Jensen and this Iowa women's basketball team, which will have a nice flight home tonight. We'll land in Cedar Rapids probably right around 4 o'clock, but get one on this West Coast swing and 1 point away from a sweep. And Northwestern comes to Carver Hawkeye Arena next Tuesday. Randy Peterson, assistant coach for the Hawkeyes, will join me after the break as Iowa defeats Washington 85-61. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hey, Hawkeyes, while you're hard at work in class or on the court, there's a team behind the scenes making sure that the power keeps going, the water keeps flowing, and the temps inside are just right. Introducing the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative. The collaborative is a public-private partnership between UI, NG, and Meridium. It delivers the funds UI needs to drive our academic and research excellence while optimizing campus utilities for a generation to come. Check it out at uiowaenergycollaborative.com.
Conference play is here, and you could be there in style with the Iowa Lottery. Play the new 9s in a Line scratch ticket for your chance to win cash, or see the Iowa women's basketball team take on UCLA in February. Enter any non-winning scratch ticket in the VIP club today for a chance to win exclusive seats with complimentary food and beverage service, parking, and $500 in spending money. Women's basketball, men's wrestling. It's your choice in the prize zone. Check out ialottery.com/VIP for details and play today.
Woohoo! At US Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones, so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing Us Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever. Oh my goodness.
Visit US Cellular in-store or online, and we'll help set your phone to Us Mode, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides the direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
When you want the best quality, safety, reliability, and savings, it's gotta be Honda. Save thousands with low 0% APR financing. When you gotta have selection, Honda cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, hybrids, and EVs are in stock and on sale. Like the 2024 Honda Prologue EV with 0% APR financing. To see why it's gotta be Honda, search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/3/25.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
85-61, Hawkeyes all over the Washington Huskies. Led it just about start to finish. Did for 36 minutes and 33 seconds. Randy Henderson joins me courtside here from Seattle. How about a little offense, huh?
Man,
you told me that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
You said you're just going to be just about perfect.
Yeah, it's just about perfect. Lucy was perfect. I mean, that was just man, what a relief.
I was kidding with Jan on the pregame show. I said, I know you're not going to shoot close to 60% for an entire game, but boy, if you could just get a little more of that, good things are going to happen. And well, she could have told me, yeah, you're crazy. Yeah, we can.
Exactly.
I mean, 71% for the game, 12 of 17 in the first quarter, 8 of 10 in the second, and then 10 of 14 in the third. And didn't you think, Randy, that was certainly a key? You had that big lead at the half, but come out and do the job in the third quarter. Don't let them creep back in.
Yeah, I think starting with that same intensity and tenacity and defensive fire, because that fire really set the tone for our offense to get some easy early ones in the first half. And it was just fun to watch our players really just meld together and play together and let the game kind of come to them. We did not take bad shots tonight, and that matters, obviously, in your field goal percentage, and then we were also making a lot of shots. But I thought today our shot selection was tremendous. I thought we gave up tough ones for easy ones for our teammates, and we found each other in spots we needed to score. And it was just a really fun game to watch and be a part of.
Was the ball movement much better tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot in transition. We changed sides of the floor a little bit better. I thought we went inside and out, both post entry, scoring pretty easily, and then playing off 2 feet and delivering an extra pass. So I would say that our ball movement was better because we gave it up more. And
Addie O'Grady got off to a great start. Obviously wanted to get it into her. Had a nice matchup down there and another terrific start in the inside-outside game, then seemed to get going.
Yeah, Addie started off with a bang. I think going into her early was to see if they would double or what, because we'd seen a little bit of a double, and I think she was ready for it, and she took it right at her, and it was just so fun to watch her have that success, and just the smile on her face, and then, the redness of her face because she was just playing so hard, and then all of the girls just kind of following suit. It was just, I'm happy for them. And you mentioned it too. This team brings it every game. The ball might not go in the basket, but you look at the defense and the rebounding. I mean, you out-rebound Washington, easy, 32 to 16. Hard to get defensive rebounds when you shoot 70%, but did that again. That's going to be there. That didn't let up at all. And then just to see the ball go through the hoop and just makes a tremendous amount of difference, doesn't it? Yeah, and I think this is a testament to literally, one, how much belief Jan has built into these young women that they can sustain a losing streak like that, stay resilient, keep having fun, and finding ways to stay in all these games. And then to come out like this after going through something so hard, I just think, wow, what warriors these young women are, what resiliency they have, what toughness. They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going, but really the tough keep going. And I just really believe that these girls, they're as tough as they come. And you see it in practice every single day. I mean, this team gets after it. They're smiling, they're having a good time, but when it's time to work, and this is the reward if you just keep day to day getting better and better. And I've got a chance to make a move now, because once you get one, then the next one becomes a little bit easier, you hope. Let's hope. And I thought today our cut pace and our transition pace and everything was just so much harder and more aggressive and more competitive, and it really opened up a lot of stuff for us. And I am just so happy for Hawkeye Nation and for Jan and for these girls. No one deserves it more than these guys. So let's go home with a win. Nice to see a few smiles in that locker room, right? Yeah, it was so great. Love it. Well, appreciate it, Randy. Thanks for stopping by. No problem. Go Hawks. We'll see you on the plane. Randy Henderson here on the postgame show as the Hawkeyes defeat the Washington Huskies 85-61. Didn't have to sweat this one out coming down the stretch, which is always nice. We'll head to the Iowa locker room when we come back. This is Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Learfield.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Fran McCaffrey. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
When you live in the Midwest, you're accustomed to leading the nation in certain things, from corn and pork production to eggs and soybeans. And now we're adding another product to that list: clean, renewable wind energy. By investing in wind turbines and partnering with area farmers and landowners, Mid-American Energy is harvesting wind power that's homegrown right in our very own backyard, which not only provides customers with low, stable energy rates, but also the support to make our Midwest communities safer and stronger.
Hawkeye fans, get ready for the game with Big Grove. As an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes, we're excited to bring you the ultimate game-watching experience. Enjoy fan favorites like Easy Eddie and Citrus Surfer while cheering on the Hawks. Can't make it to Carver? Go to BigGrove.com and enter for your chance to win Hawkeye tickets all season long. Or join us at any of our 4 Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, and Solon, where you can get out of the cold and enjoy warm hospitality while watching the game. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes, all season long. Go Hawks!
Hey folks, there's nothing better than burgers, beer, and sunshine. At Burger Shed, we've got all that and more.
Try the pork banh mi sandwich with kimchi and teriyaki sauce, or triple your fun with the BS Mac, stacked with 3 buns with our signature BS sauce and homemade pickles. Wash it all down with a cold local brew, and don't forget to soak up the sunshine on one of our 2 patios with lakefront views. The only BS you need is the Burger Shed. Burger Shed, Bass Pro Drive, Altoona.
You're listening to coverage of Hawkeye women's basketball, powered by the University of Iowa Energy Collaborative, empowering Hawkeyes to do energy right.
Hawks get victory number 13 on the season here in Seattle, 85-61 over the Washington Huskies to split the West Coast road trip. And it's time to head to the Iowa locker room. A couple of stars that Catherine talked to. We'll start out with Addison O'Grady, who ended up with 17 points and 4 rebounds on 8 of 12 shooting. And got a couple of offensive rebounds, too, on a putback. You heard on the highlights. But once again, for her, in that starting lineup, got the Hawks off to a great start.
Addie, you had another great start tonight, scoring 8 points really quickly, but just talk about that kind of flow that gets you into when you see that first shot go down.
Yeah, I think it really helps that I hit a couple early and my teammates are really looking for me, and then when they're doubling in the post, when I get it back and kick it out for easy shots, and I feel like that really helped our offense flow a lot.
Yeah, and then you pass the ball really well, too, and you know what as Sydney Fulter comes by and adds a little color commentary in the back here. But, Addie, what I was mentioning is your passing and your ability to get the inside-out action. And that was something you guys keyed on for this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really 79 points? 80? How many do we have? I don't know. 85. Okay. Well, that was a big part of it, just having easy three-pointers. We shot 69% from the three, and we were getting wide-open looks because they were doubling in on the post. And, yeah, it's something that we've worked on a lot because we expected the double.
And it seems like your team has done a great job of just staying up, being positive, sticking together, not worrying about what happened in the last game and taking each game on its own, each possession on its own. And so maybe just tell our listeners a little bit about what that's been like for you guys to stay super positive and together in this last few games.
Yeah, it hasn't been the easiest ride. Obviously, we went on a 5-game losing streak, and most of us are not used to that in any way. I mean, the 5 freshmen coming in pretty much aren't used to that in high school, and then the seniors and juniors on this team haven't lost that much ever. But I think we just have so much trust in our team, the coaches, our teammates, and just our whole program culture in general. So I think we're just able to lean on one another and get each other open for shots, and then everyone was flowing at the same time tonight, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We'll end it right there. Thank you, Addie.
Thank you.
Catherine, thank you very much. As Addie O'Grady played 19 minutes and 51 seconds for those 17 points. And, of course, Lucy Olson been struggling as of late with her jump shot, but not tonight. This is the way that you come back and stay with it, as Lucy played 31 minutes and 48 seconds. Ended up with 20 points on 8 of 8 from the floor, 4 for 4 from three-point range, and also had 6 assists to just 2 turnovers and a steal.
Lucy, perfect from the field tonight, 8 for 8 shooting. That had to feel good. Just talk about what that felt like for you.
Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit, so it was nice to see the ball go through the basket and to get the win. That was the main thing.
You've been doing anything differently, or, just kind of tell us what that's been like. If scorers go through streaks, everybody knows that. Basketball's a difficult game, and it's bound to happen, ups and downs. But for you, how do you keep yourself up?
Yeah, talking with the coaches, talking with my teammates, but trusting the work you put in, not getting away from all the extra practice and stuff. I think just keep doing the things that I've been doing, and I know eventually, I was hoping eventually that they would fall. And, yeah, I'm just glad I kept staying in the gym and not giving up.
Yeah, exactly, and that'll continue throughout the rest of the season. But this win had to feel really good for you and your teammates this evening. Losing streaks are not easy, but just staying positive. I talked with Addie about that a little bit, but from your eyes, what has that been like to kind of ride the waves with your teammates?
Yeah, I'm so proud of everyone. Everyone showed up to practice every day. It's been so tough, and everyone on the team has different roles, and I know people have been struggling, not getting in the game, but we really are such a well-bonded team that we all care for each other so much, and they know that whether you're the top player, the last player off the bench, it doesn't matter. We're all going to show up to practice and make each other better, and I think every day that we've had in this losing streak, we've showed up to practice knowing that we're going to keep getting better and our time will come.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time, Lucy. Congratulations.
Thanks.
And the time came tonight as the Hawkeyes take care of Washington 85-61. The Hawkeyes' leading scorer, Lucy Olson, was the leading scorer tonight with 20. Time for our post-game interview with head coach Jan Jensen, as Oaknall's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oaknall is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oaknall.com to learn more.
Coach Jensen, a big win here in Seattle. That had to feel good. Tell me what you're feeling.
Well, I just feel a lot of relief. I'm so happy for the players because it's hard. Right? It's hard when you kind of come close and then you come close again and then you come close again. So I just was really happy with them. And that's what I kept telling, a lot of media questions. How's the team? I said, they're really actually good. They're coming up, they're showing up every day. They're working hard. And it was just so fun to just have a moment where you could just see the glimpses of what can be with the youth. And, I just have focused with them. They're still, I told them today, 10 games left, and we can be really, really good in those 10 games. So it was fun to see that tonight.
Well, fun to see was Lucy get going tonight, Addie early. I spoke with Lucy and Addie already, but just them talking, believing in the process, that type of thing. But it's how nice to see Lucy go perfect from the field.
Yeah, I'm so happy for her because she's, the percentages she's been shooting is not typically her MO. And just the pressure, pressure is just such a difficult thing. And I've said the vets have been pressing and the freshmen are trying to find their way, or the young kids. So it was just nice. Everybody looked tonight like they just played free. And my little thing before the game was, just be us. We know what us is all about. Let's just show it tonight. And I'm just really happy they got to do that.
Yeah, and that showed in your transition offense, something you've been able to rely on in the past. Execution was better tonight on the offensive end, those reversals, things you harped on since not just the Oregon game. We all know it's been talked about all year, but it seemed like it really kind of clicked over tonight for your crew.
It did. I think I was happy with everything. I just think, again, we had too many turnovers. But since we had such a hot shooting night and we always had such a margin of cushion, they didn't feel the pressure of those as much, but that's one thing we definitely will address when we get back to practice on Friday, is a lot of them were unforced, especially at the end of it. I wasn't appreciative that they continued to press when we were, trying to get some of our younger and the kids that don't get in as much. So there were a few there too, but even throughout the game, that just sometimes we were trying to do things that, we shouldn't have been doing. But other than that, though, I'm really, really, just really grateful and thankful.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Safe travels tonight.
All right. Thank you. God bless and go Hawks.
Catherine, thank you very much. As Jan Jensen, her comments post-game from the Iowa locker room. No reviews tonight as play kept moving forward, and all plays under review this year are brought to you by Athletico Physical Therapy. Are aches, pains, or injuries keeping you on the sidelines? Athletico's movement experts are here to help you turn your setbacks into comebacks and create a personalized game plan for your recovery. With no prescription or referral needed, Athletico Physical Therapy is where your comeback story begins. And our next game will be on Tuesday night. The Northwestern Wildcats will enter Carver Hawkeye Arena. And Catherine, it's nice to have a few days off away from games when you're on this West Coast trip, and nice to have a victory when you obviously won't have anything tomorrow, but get back to class and then start practice Friday in preparation for Northwestern. But good feeling when you got a long trip home with a W.
Definitely, Rob. And, you talk about that all the time, is going into, say, winter break or, some stretches where you have your bye week or something. It always is just such a blessing to be able to go into those with a win under your belt. And, to come out here and split is not a bad thing. I think for a lot of the teams, traditional Big Ten teams that we think of when they make their first trip west, whether it's to play Eugene, play the Oregon in Eugene and then come up to Seattle, or if it's to go to LA and play the two tough opponents down in Southern California, you go out there and split, I think you're going to be pretty happy with that for the most part. And so, when you look at this Iowa team snapping that skid, they have to feel really good about it, not just because they won the game, but because of the fashion in which they did so. To shoot the basketball that well is very, very encouraging from each individual on that roster, and then for the coaching staff as well. You can sometimes start to go a little crazy and feel like, oh my gosh, maybe we can't make these shots and that type of thing. And then you see it happen over and over and over again tonight with shooting percentages of 72 and 69, which are crazy good numbers. So I think, like you say, to end on a win, but a win like this even more so is great for the Hawkeye morale.
11 players scored for the Hawkeyes. Lucy Olson perfect on the night, 8 out of 8 from the floor, 4 of 4 from deep. Ended up with 20, 17 for Addie O'Grady, and 11 for Taylor McCabe. And Kylie Feuerbach, an outstanding second half as well, as she ended up with 12 points, and all but 4 of those coming in the third and fourth quarters. Hawkeyes win it tonight over the Washington Huskies 85-61. And then also, talk about the defense, held Washington to just 38% shooting and 35% from three, but many of those came late as Washington struggled from deep in the first half. Hawks get victory number 13 against 7 defeats, now 3-6 in Big Ten Conference play. Washington falls to a similar overall record, 13-7, and now 500 in Big Ten play, 4-4. Coming up tomorrow night, you can join us for Hawk Talk, as we will be at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville from 6 until 7. So we will talk then, and then our next game broadcast, of course, next Tuesday. It'll be Iowa and Northwestern. That's a 7 o'clock tip. Airtime at 6:30, but join us for Hawk Talk tomorrow from 6 until 7 along the Hawkeye Radio Network. That'll wrap up our coverage of Iowa Hawkeye women's basketball from Seattle. For Catherine Reynolds, I'm Rob Brooks. Thanks so much for listening. The final score once again, Hawkeyes snap a 5-game skid, 85-61. Good night from Seattle. This is the Iowa Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
Hawkeye basketball has been brought to you by Hy-Vee. Score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.